Please.
Yeah.
We've summoned the miniature giant.
Yeah, we've got you on you.
All right.
I know.
And with that, we are live. Okay. Last time we played, the Paragon, the airship, the Spelljammer ship, even sponsored by the Myth Frost household, departed and started heading due east to get across not only the continent of Thaldrin and Eudora, but across the ocean to hopefully arrive at Merician, where we've been told by an Astral Brotherhood member on the brink of their death that is where Cornelius's parents are being held for the last 20 years or so. So they've potentially been either enslaved or recruited. So after telling that to Cornelius's grandmother, Callan's grandmother, she employed you all to take the ship, the Paragon, and the captain Nicolo, and head east to Merician. After disembarking shortly after, you would assume probably only maybe a few hundred miles off the coast, you were, for lack of a better word, boarded by potential pirates, organ harvesters,
repo men,
meat bag people.
repo
Repo organs?
Yeah.
I remember it.
Nice
Just
move.
wait, great.
Yeah, good callback. And thwarted that threat and got a new friend, LTV, to assist with chores around the ship and to be a small wee baby child. After this fight, Isadora fed a little snake person a Yuan-Ti to her new astral aboleth friend, Willowbee,
Little homie.
who resides inside the cargo hold of the Paragon ship.
Nothing better will happen.
Well, after the fight, you were still traveling east. Your ship never stopped its course, never slowed. It kept its pace. And Nicolo is still at the helm of the Spelljammer. You have the rest of the evening to rest, prepare for the following days of travel, cook and eat food. What do you guys want to do?
How long has it been since we fought, or is this like right after?
Pretty much right after, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure Isadora and Melicroft are still in the cargo hold or on their
I'd
way
just
up.
be cleaning up the deck,
Yeah,
getting
I'd
the
be-
bodies off, the blood off.
Mopping the blood, swabbing the deck.
Old blood mouth.
Swabbing the deck.
I'd probably be telling LTV to swap the deck.
I would also probably reload the bolts,
Yeah,
just so that they're already
Right.
ready.
the ballistas are kind of loaded,
Mm-hmm.
ready to go. Okay,
Uh-huh. That's fine.
help load.
I'm supposed to cook, so I suppose I would try to find where the food is.
Be in the cargo hold.
That sounds like a good idea. I go down to the cargo hold,
As
have no
I'm-
knowledge.
As I'm filling up with a whole crate of food.
Oh. How did you know what I would cook with?
Granted, I haven't eaten in almost 5 years, but I know what people eat.
Walt grease? Yes, okay. Well,
Yes.
I suppose this ought to do, whatever's in there.
To the galley. Alright, I'll go. It's on a ship. It's called a.
I've never had to worry about being the chef. So
Ah.
I know of where the luxury linens might be.
Luxury linens.
They hide those, you know.
I'm sure they do.
From the poor.
Considering that my faith is taking care of the poor, I tended to fraternize with those people on my voyages. So if I had to guess, the galley's probably, and I'll walk towards wherever the galley would be.
Cool. Anyone looking to do anything specific besides eat their meal and get rest tonight?
I'll probably go to wherever I left that egg. And just check on it, I guess. Collect it back.
It's still very cold.
Very cool. Cool. Put
Still
it back in the little baby Bjorn of my tails.
Baby Bjorn.
Yeah.
Bjorn.
Bjorn. I don't remember what it's called. I didn't use it. You get my point.
Bjorn.
Bjorn.
Yeah,
It's French, okay?
Yeah.
I actually think Bjorn might be Swedish or
I
something.
think it's Swedish.
Norwegian.
Probably.
I don't know. Okay.
Somewhere up there where it's cold,
Something.
where it gives you shit that you're gonna eat about.
Regardless, yes. And then, yeah.
All right. Well, you guys are able to get whatever Chef Cornelius prepares in your belly.
I'll probably give you the bag of organs and see if you want to cook that for them.
You know what? I do appreciate that, but I think you are probably somebody who enjoys raw flesh more than anybody else, so you might want to keep that for yourselves.
Not the cannibals.
Believe it or not, it's actually a misconception. My digestive system does prefer a little bit of
Oh.
cooking.
My apologies. By all means, let me throw this out for you.
Yeah.
Just have the porthole.
I was going to say there was like a chute or a window, and then yeah.
It was perfectly good meat.
We're gonna have some sharks following us. Oh no, wait, we're in the air. What am I talking about?
Shit, right? There's nothing else.
Sharknado is real.
You've heard of street sharks. You'll love sky sharks.
So right now, it's continuing to put up stats on ChatGPT.
There was in our last fight there was a possible encounter for like astral whales in that sort of fight. Didn't happen, but now it's back on the table.
Sharks, man.
They're following the scent.
little like astronaut helmets on the sharks float around. Kind of makes them less threatening because they can't bite you.
Yeah.
But
It's okay, you put laser beams on top of their heads.
you got it.
Sharks with lasers.
Recommend sharks and laser beams attached to them.
Thank you.
Freaking laser beams.
Use your words like a big boy fan.
Cool. Well, as you guys rest for the evening, Nicolo is still at the helm, heading east. Everyone who would like to can take a level up to level 7, or
If you would like.
If you would like to.
If
You'd like to long rest.
Yeah.
Are you full of sense?
Once everyone has kind of wound down for the evening or whatever. Do we have like our own rooms or something?
I assume so.
on that second floor, there's a bunch of rooms for
Okay.
crew, and you are all crew.
So Melcroft will find a room and kneel down for a good old prayer, given everything that's happened today. That all happened this morning.
Yeah, that was this morning and this afternoon.
All the stuff in Mythfrost. And as he gets down to pray, he will reach out to Freya and say, "Dear Freya, I come to you now. If I have your ear to ask you for something, I am in no position to make any demands of you, and so I have a simple plea, and I know that you are busy enough as it is, but if this group needs Melicroft, and you need Melicroft to enact your will in the world, then I've come to ask you for something that Melicroft needs. And I need Danae. I need some... I'm not asking you to give me back everything that I had when I was a man, but I ask that you open a door or give me some sort of pathway. Because when you allowed me to look on you earlier today, I realized that I was in my previous form. I was my original self. And I'm still here, it's still the same consciousness, and so I believe that somewhere the talents I had in life are probably still connected to me, and given everything that happened this morning, it is your divine power that is causing this shell to move in the first place. So I am asking not for you to give me back everything that I had when I was here before, but just open the door. If I have access to but a stream of the talents I once had, just allow me to find a way back to a river of that. All I need is what I need, what the people around me need, and what would help me facilitate helping you and the people that you hold dear is some way to access even a fraction of the previous spells, talents. I can't count the times that I wished I had the abilities that Danae had in the last week alone. So that's it. I know you're busy with countless other things, namely keeping the divine gate shut, but if you're empowering this in the first place and you've given me the talents that I have, the strength has been great. It was fantastic when it was just me, and even when it was the early strikes, but the stakes have changed, and I would appreciate being able to focus on the abilities that I once had so that I can better aid these people and hopefully get malice off your back. And that's it.
Okay. Make a roll a d10 and a d20 for me.
A D10 and a D20.
So a D30.
D30. It's a 3 on the D10 and a 5 on the D20.
8.
Okay. You don't hear or feel any sort of response. You're unsure if you were heard.
Okay.
Are you really loud with your prayer, like the room years? Just like, what the hell?
He's just generating a lot of heat from his room. That processor, man, is just
What's
overworking.
the years on?
Okay. Anyone else have anything? Okay. So, the next morning comes. Being up in the sky, you are hit with the beams of Soul's light quite a bit more intensely than on the ground. You're unsure of how far you've traveled, because for most of you, you've not been in a Spelljammer ship. If you have been airborne, it's been in a traditional airship that travels in different speeds based off its size, captain, cargo. But you have been traveling throughout the night. Everyone should be a total level of 7 at this point, regardless of multi-classing. But there's an uneasy feeling that comes across all of you in the morning as if you were to look out your porthole window of each of your rooms or go to the top deck, it would be very difficult to discern direction right now. It's bright, but it's mainly due to the fact that you're surrounded by clouds that are refracting sunlight. You don't see the ground, you don't see anything in front of you, around you, left, right, straight. You are surrounded by smoke or cloud or fog. It's difficult to see anything right now.
So it just looks like we're in the middle of a cloud, like if you look down and over.
Mm-hmm. Like all surrounding. There's no there's no parameters of distance around you.
Does it have a smell? Like if we're talking smoke cloud?
Are you going up top or are you just looking out your window?
I'd probably go up top.
Yeah, as you go up top, you see Nicolo sort of like hunched over, kind of like tilting his neck down and looking up and just kind of like, trying to stretch out as he sees everybody. And there's not any odor to it, besides just the fresh air of being up top. If there was any odor, it would be likely shielded from any wind, due to the ship's ability to kind of throw its phasing shield around it.
So, Nicola, can you tell us how high up we are, or do you know that information?
No.
Can you take us down below the clouds?
No. It's not safe to do that. I can, if we go too low, then we may expose ourselves to more of the unfriendly visitors. So I was worried that we might get a target on us, and after what happened yesterday, I decided to bring us higher into the sky.
Do you have any way of telling where we are, or how would this usually be done?
Well, usually I'd have coordinates that would take me to a location, and I'd be able to discern where we are in relation to the end point. But for this trip, this travel, it's difficult because there's an unknown end point. So I'm going until I have the feeling that we're there. Until I feel the earth below us.
Do you feel right now that we're just above water?
Have you ever been behind the helm of a spelljammer ship?
No.
Big man. No. Well, have you ever driven a cart with a horse pulling it?
Yes.
Okay. We're on the right direction here. When you drive that cart, you're not the one propelling, right? It's the horse doing all the hard work. You're just doing the steering, right? However, if you hit a bump, you feel it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same idea behind the spelljammer. I'm using the magic of the ship that I'm attuned to. So I'm not doing the heavy lifting. However, I can still feel what the magic is interacting with around me.
So you can feel when we're above land.
Most of the time, yes. Right now, I do not. So I'm assuming we are still not above land.
Okay.
But
That's good to know.
as we get closer, I should be able to know. But what concerns me is that I don't know how far we are to be going. And I need to be here at all times or the ship will fall and crash. And that's not good for anyone. So, just trying to keep awake, keep focused is it's a task. So
Do you need a break? I mean, do you have to take a break, or
that'd be very impossible to do such thing.
I mean, we could. I don't know if we have landing capabilities. If we are above land, do you need to take to go down and take a break to go back up? Or is that something we should worry
That
about?
would be ideal, yes, but I don't think we're above land.
How long can you last before you will pass out in this essence?
Well, that's another fun thing to find out, I suppose. On this journey. Usually we travel more 4 hours on the maximum side of travel time, and it's been about
12.
between 12 and 16 hours since we disembarked yesterday. So
Do you need food or water?
luckily, no. I don't. I just consume oxygen from the air, but
Assuming sleep is necessary, however.
it's feeling like that way. Yes.
So none of us are able to just like keep the ship in stasis while we rest? Or?
Do you have something called autopilot?
We don't need to move this, we can just stay here and just
float.
rest. And this.
Not necessarily. No. There is a potential solution. It has high risks, which would be, of course, as you look around, and he sort of looks left and right. We're still on a boat, on the ship. It can be aquatic by nature. We can land on the water, allow it to rest, but that is very high risk, and I was instructed not to do that.
Well, it's either high risk or plummet to our deaths. So,
You don't have faith that I can stay awake?
no, I have plenty of faith that you can stay awake until you can't.
Yeah.
So,
Lady
There's no way
Asana,
to teach us how to just maintain, maybe? One of us can maintain it while you get some rest?
that'd be very, very impossible. Because you would need to attune to the magic of the ship to do that, and it takes a certain amount of time to do that attunement. And that attunement would be, well, by the time the ship would crash, you would not be able to.
Attune.
so landing on the water or make it to our destination, which we don't know where.
That seems like the two options right now.
Both are high risk. So,
Mrs. Asana has asked me not to land her ship in the water. One, I think mainly due to cleanliness and longevity of the wood, but also, the risks of the nature of what's unknown about these parts and what has happened to other ships that have tried to sail across the water.
How far, if you could predict the speed of the ship, do you think we've traveled so far?
So I'm doing pretty good speeds. I'd say we've probably traveled anywhere between 700 to 1,000 miles,
does that,
and
I
that's
mean,
about
knowing-
we're going about quarter speed right now. I can.
knowing a map of Alta from history classes, would I know if we're well into the ocean now?
Oh yeah.
But like, we don't have maps of Merician.
Hmm.
So,
Or Sicarian. That's
so would I be able to like think of? Okay, well we're off the map completely now.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you guys are officially in uncharted territory.
okay,
There's no harm in going down below the cloud line where we are to see if there's any land around.
well he said he would be able to feel it. So
I mean, you're right. There's no necessarily harm unless there is, right? I mean, that there's.
You know what, Nick? Things do work out until they
I like
don't.
that.
I just mean what I mean is to say that, I went up here to avoid the pirates, and the do bad people. So maybe we've passed as far as they go, but the reason we came up here to begin with was to avoid such.
how much longer do you think you can last?
I'd give myself probably another 4 to 6 hours with confidence. I could probably push that farther.
How about we do 4 hours, and if we're not above land, we give you an hour's nap, a short rest, and continue
On the
on.
water.
Yeah.
Do you think your grandmama would be okay with
I
this?
think my grandma is not going to be okay that I broke her hand railing, so Or you can just blame me for.
We were planning on blaming you. Yes, me and Willowbee already wrote the report.
It sounds like in 4 to 6 hours, it's either the water or we crash the ship. So.
Yes, but if we crash the ship, then I don't have to deal with the wrath.
But you
could
just blame me, and see how that goes.
Again, I want you to know you were blamed.
I mean, blame me for every incident on the ship. It's fine.
If necessary, I can keep him awake by boiling him.
I don't think that'll help.
It'll keep him awake.
I think it'll keep him in pain.
It'll keep him awake.
Yeah, we can keep him awake by stabbing him repeatedly.
Yeah.
I've already been stabbed in the neck.
You lost a lot of water then, okay?
Or stabbing of the captain. Or boiling.
Please don't boiling sounds like an awful way to go.
I was about to say he'd evaporate and then we wouldn't have a captain.
So 4 hours.
He'll lose a little weight.
You land on the water just for an hour, and then take off again.
Sure.
I don't know
Just
if an hour's
enough
long
time
enough for him to
for
recover, especially he's at the brink.
Well,
We
we'll
need
see
to stay
if we need to stay longer.
You've never been out all night drinking, then went out all day drinking.
I was a royal. Of course I did.
I mean, you have to recover at some point in time, otherwise you're losing a little something special.
Do you who sees the best out of all of you with the eyesight?
We do okay.
I see. Okay.
Okay. Go up to the bow of the ship for me. I'm gonna dip below the clouds. You tell me if you see anything, okay?
Okay.
And you guys, for the first time, you actually feel the
What's your
ship
perception?
move.
Let me tell you.
Oh, you mean
I
like
can tell you
Just
that.
tell you.
I've got a +4.
I have +4.
Great.
wait, let me see my perception.
There we go. Good.
We're doing perception.
But like I said, this is the first time you guys have heard.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I did okay.
Have felt the ship move. Ever since you guys have been on the ship, even at embarkation, it didn't really feel like it ever was moving. Again, it was more. It felt like the earth and all the matter around you was being pushed, and you were staying still.
Yeah.
This is the first time you actually felt like you moved. Because he made like a quick adjustment.
Is there like a lurch? Like ooh.
Yeah, there's like that feeling of like top of the roller coaster, like ooh, as you go down. And
I rolled a 22.
I got a 20.
oh, perfect. You guys get underneath this cloud, and as you do, you realize you are way higher than you think. This isn't a cloud. You're in the atmosphere of the planet.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So we're seeing like a curve.
You guys are seeing the curve. And when you look down, you're seeing a swirl of a tropical storm below you. And you see the land. You do see land, but it's difficult to tell how far it is from this perspective. But you are looking down as if an astronaut looking down at the planet.
So we're okay.
You were very high up.
So I guess I
It's
can
land.
call back to Nicola and say, well,
To
we're...
plummet, it'd probably be fairly minute or two. But
Just a minute to land. I think
it's a way I meant to plummet.
It seems there's a storm underneath us. There is land, but it makes sense that you can't feel it because there's a very, very large storm going on underneath us.
Can we describe because you said that there's land. I'm assuming if we're here, is the land forward ahead of us, or is it like actually underneath us?
It's forward.
Okay, so I'll explain that. But it's diagonally from
Okay.
us,
So
and
okay.
that
You do some math to figure out how far.
I'm not that smart.
Can you tell me in exact kilometers how far it is?
I'll go get the Melicra. I'll be like, there's land there. I need you to calculate the distance
Why do you think Melcraft's smart?
because he was a historian. So
200 miles up there, so or something.
They was.
I failed my classes. I don't know.
Tink, tink.
Was it LTV?
LTV looks down.
Do the computation problem, please.
That's pretty far. If we were to go directly towards the land, it might take us about 9 hours at this speed.
Perfect. And if he starts to fall asleep, I can just toast him a little bit to get him.
No, it's not doing that.
He's gonna be falling asleep halfway tonight.
We can also increase our velocity, isn't that right, Captain?
Oh yeah, well, if he pushes it.
Yeah. Nicolo's like, well, it's not the shield. It's not optimized to go. But it's probably best we don't go faster than these.
Okay.
But yes, theoretically, it could go a bit faster, quite a bit faster, like way faster.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be unsafe for everyone.
What
I'm not
feels
sure
more-
if we can fight it. I can go those speeds without the restrictions of gravity to be fighting, like in the space. I don't think it's safe to do that within the atmosphere of the planet.
Whatever
I've never
we can-
tried, but I
What do
don't think.
we do to get there safely?
I'm gonna trust my new friend at the front. He seems to know what he's talking about.
Sounds good. LTV, assist the captain.
Okay.
So 9
He's
hours?
R2D2.
Is that what we can expect?
Yeah. Yeah, he finds a little R2D2 spot right behind the captain. Yeah, he just pokes up from the stone. He just like swivels his head.
Exactly.
Yeah,
6
and he's.
kilometers.
I think I described him last time more just like based off his features, but he is more cylindrical rather than boxy.
Mm-hmm.
So again, kind of like, I don't want to say like a trash can, but he's kind of shaped like a trash can. but his head like piece is more flat. Like it's more like a flat piece that like turns
Okay.
to look. He is a. You can tell he used to be a brighter kind of silver chrome color, but is now rusted into sort of that like copper tone rusted look. You could tell he could probably get shined up a bit, but he's not complaining. It's just your LTV.
Alright.
We'll just keep an eye out and
Yeah, I
while
would
we're
just-
traveling for the next.
And probably
Yeah.
just keep an eye on the storm, see if anything else is around, and just
You guys do notice as you're going about this and looking around, when Melicroft makes his way up to the top deck, his cloak is like dragging on the top deck, and his scarf is almost like falling off of his metal frame. Because when you look at him, he's now
part of me.
about a third of the size, or 2/3 of the size that he was. So he's lost about 30% of his overall size. He's still Melicroft. He looks exactly the same, but the armor has now shrunken to a smaller frame. Yeah, he
What
went
happened
from
here?
like over 7 feet tall to like right around that 6 foot range.
What the fuck?
What happened? What?
Well, I reached out to Freya, and it would appear that she listened. I asked for a little bit of my previous abilities back, and she.
You made you smaller?
Yeah.
It would appear that she. Well,
That's not useful to anyone, especially me.
Yeah, that shield is now bigger than you.
Yeah, no, it's
So
well,
let's
it'll-
make you weaker as well.
this will a little.
Why would you do that?
Hold on real quick, and then Melicroft will go down underneath the. He'll go back down the stairs, and then in your mind you'll hear, "I picked up a few things that I can do that I used to be able to do." Yeah, and then run back up. Cast light on my other hand, like I can do things that I used to be able to do.
Look what I can do.
Yeah. So physically, a little less imposing, but
You sound a bit smarter too, I might add.
I can say that I feel more like my actual self than I have in about 5 years. So, yeah, I need to reattune to the cloak. It's it's it is a
You're
little.
not that tall.
Well, he's taller than Melly, and this is the first time I've ever seen that.
You're down here compared to me.
She says that to the 7 foot
She's trying to keep
You're not that tall.
It is interesting looking up to you.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting for anyone.
I mean, I wouldn't say the same, but.
Well, I'm taller than you now.
How tall are you? Yeah, because you're tall too.
Yeah, she's like 6 something.
If I'm 6 foot even, then
I mean, if you're doing that, I'm definitely behind him trying to figure out what the best angles are.
Is your sword like scraping the top of the ship right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can still hold it.
I'm not picking that up or cleaning that.
No, we're blaming.
Rolls it around.
Oh, it's your fault. It's his fault. Don't worry.
Yes.
Keep scraping.
I can.
That dent I put in my room.
Yeah, the sword's not literally scraping, but it's definitely, it looks much more cumbersome strapped to his
No,
back.
I'm sure there's scratches on the top deck. You know.
Yeah, from your clawed feet, you know.
I can retract that.
There is a finite amount of energy, I would say, powering what I am housed inside of, and some of that has been redirected towards what I would consider to be more beneficial means for this party moving forward. So,
Do you need to sleep now? I
the only thing that's changed is some things have been moved. I'm still me. I don't,
Redirect as a processing power?
yeah, a little bit.
More compact. Okay.
If this is something you
More
wanted,
compact
then
family.
I'm happy for you.
I think in the long run it'll be more beneficial to the.
I think we will all benefit, yeah.
Alright,
As
well,
long as you
know.
take the brunt of the hits, that's fine with me.
I think that's his job.
Once again, I might be a little shorter, but I'm like everything up until this point is the same.
You know what, Millercroft? You can lie to us, but you can't lie to yourself.
Cornelius, I'm the most at peace with myself that I've been in a long time. So.
Get with the lies.
Millercroft, as you're like explaining all of this to everybody, in your head you hear that soft voice of Willowbee. After you cast the sending or message or whatever it is that you casted to Anari, you hear in your head like, "Oh, looks like we have more company. I like to see that we're bound by our knowledge."
What did he say?
I like to see that
We are bound by our knowledge. That's exactly
We have
how he
more
said it too, with multiple voices.
Yeah. Echoing.
I hope that you would be more free to understand.
Oh god. I don't want to use my message now.
Talk soon. You just hear an echo.
Miss you.
And
XOXO.
Bouncing around in my skull.
It's like mom and dad got a new pet. And
I hate that
still
talk
want to be a part
soon.
about it.
Yeah, for the next 9 hours, I'm just keeping an eye out. Making perception checks.
yeah, you guys are definitely going down.
Yeah.
But again, you don't feel it. You're just, if you weren't looking over the edge, you would have no idea that you are descending at a rate that would be terrifying if you were looking over. If you look out there, you're clearly going towards the top of this like typhoon or hurricane looking, like this swirled storm in the middle of this ocean spread. And excuse me, as you descend, the air gets humid and sticky, and there's no wind because of the shield, but you still feel the temperature change.
Does the rain come through at all?
What's that?
Does the actual rain come through?
You're not
Or is it-
under the storm yet,
Oh, okay.
but you're getting close. You can tell he's actively trying to avoid the storm.
Okay.
He doesn't want any more broken railings.
I would
Fair
say the
enough.
actual humidity percentage,
Ask LTV, he might have that for you.
Probably.
He downloaded the Weather Channel app just for this one. Just open up his like center chest.
Close a headlock.
Yeah.
I rolled a 22 for perception.
What are you trying to perceive?
My hair's
Just keep it in
My
eye. Just
fur
keep it
is
in
like,
eye.
Okay.
my hair's so thick.
I'm just gonna do that.
Roller
the
coaster
entire
has to
time.
rust.
Yeah.
y'all might notice I have 4 tails now.
She's tailed up.
Be bothered to count.
And only one of them is a Bjorn.
Oh, Bjorn is too, but yeah.
Bjorn.
Bjorn.
That's right.
That's the
There's
word
more of
there.
her. Yay.
More love to go around.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know what love is.
You wouldn't know what love is.
Didn't my great uncle leave you?
You're gonna say that.
You're just gonna see Terry
They're gonna be like,
Hot damn.
part of this. Don't want to be part of this narrative.
Walk away.
I can rub some cold meat across that and burn.
Cold meat.
Take it off.
He is the cook.
I thought we threw the. Oh, that's it. Yeah.
I'm the only one allowed to
I
burn.
found some
Yeah.
cans
I
of
love you.
spam.
Spa'am. The
Spom.
Lord of Handmaids.
I think it's a morning thing.
Spa'am.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, as the 9 hours transpires, as you get closer and continue to get down into this below the atmosphere now, you start to feel the pressure of the storm. And
Pop your ears.
yeah, for those that are still on top deck that aren't down in the cargo hold or down in their quarters or in the galley, if you're on the top deck, then you'll start to feel a bit of drizzle as the shield around the ship essentially phases out all the like big chunks of like hail and like sleet and like strong rain, and it just sort of mists down, which creates ungodly humidity and yeah,
I know.
it's nice temperature wise because it is over the ocean, so it's hot.
Yeah.
His
But
tail's just.
yeah, her tail's poof.
I'm
way up.
afroing real hard.
What is this?
Look
What is
what
this
my
witchery?
hair is, but
Yeah.
my hair would be afro.
There's
Yeah.
as the rain falls down, just let the rain fall down. Actually, Anari, you feel the egg start to
Shit.
pulsate, and you hear as you're feeling it start to move and sort of wriggle around in your Bjorn.
You're gonna keep.
You hear the sound of ice crack.
So, you being a ranger and such, you're good with animals, right? Please say yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Glad you volunteered for this job.
And I'm gonna like lay my tails out, like open face for you, and have the egg presented. And it's still wrapped, technically, because I still haven't wrapped it in its thing.
Okay.
I think it's about to hatch, so I hope you're a good person. Take care. You're now mom.
Okay.
Don't
She's
want the
gonna.
responsibility, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna sit down on the deck and just.
Whose decision was it? to
Greatest
do this?
person you ever do.
I think we forgot to give it to her to give it to my hand.
To
Like,
be fair,
We
the
never got
gods were
money.
fighting.
And I never got
Right, but I
paid.
mean, why did we take the egg in the first place?
Well, we were supposed to give it to her later,
We were
but
gonna
we
give it
never
to
got paid.
No, she meant from the very beginning.
From the very beginning, why did we
Why didn't
take
we
it
just
after
leave
the
it
fight?
Oh,
Because it's a phoenix egg.
Yeah.
We're not gonna leave it there.
Why did we feed the worm at the bottom of the ship?
You know,
It's gonna eat us otherwise.
perspective.
The worm was probably going to get fed no matter what.
All right. Can I just unwrap it just to take a look at it?
Sure.
I mean, I'm watching the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, is there a protective spell that I might have to shield myself?
I got made.
Let's not do this next to the captain of the ship.
That's fine.
Yeah, you guys on the top deck still?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be on the top, but
Okay.
we
were on the
from
top
deck just
Okay.
from the captain.
We're gonna
Yeah.
blame the blowing up of this ship.
You
That's fine.
you unwrap it, like a banana leaf to a tamale.
Yeah.
And you do see a jagged crack going through, and it's like glowing blue-white light coming out of it. And it is frigid.
I'm gonna.
As soon as you unwrap it, the whole area around you drops like 10 degrees.
Oh, God.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna put a shield around us.
Great.
I'm gonna go run and get
Like-
some meat real quick. Like real quick.
I think the bird thing was a joke.
Or just run to the kitchen, grab some raw meat, and bring it up and give it to.
We should have kept those organs.
We're gonna throw the organs away.
Yeah, I'll give it to. There.
Okay.
I'm gonna use it.
Give it to Bjorn.
You know, if you're gonna steal my meat, you might as well cook what the hell are you doing?
I guess it's a reaction. So, okay, well. Oh, wait.
You
Continue.
just watch it kind of pulsate, and the crack keeps getting a little bit bigger and bigger. And
Farius
you
is
watch,
like-
and you watch as the light, you see like flecks of shadow as you can start to make out the form of an unhatched bird start to like move and start to peck at the ice around.
I'm gonna
and
talk
then
to it.
DM, would I know if a phoenix of whatever varieties, if its birth is as explosive as its end?
Probably.
I don't know if you'd know that. Make a history check.
I mean, she has a shield ready for us.
For her.
Reaction.
Well,
Oh, I thought it was for
That's
well, I can do absorb elements.
I can too.
too.
I can do absorb. Okay, so yeah, I would.
I mean, it was
that
a
myself.
13.
I'm gonna talk to it.
You've heard about stories of Phoenix coming back to life after a destructive end, but it's tough to remember what happens.
Did you get
It's
the
kinda
last-
fuzzy.
Did you get the last
Shit.
killing?
I don't remember. Oh, it was you.
You stay away.
Melicroft, can I borrow your shield for like?
It needs to see you. It needs
Yeah.
to shine.
Okay,
it needs
well-
to see somebody.
Okay, I'm here. I am gonna cast. I'm gonna cast absorb elements on myself too, just in case for
Yes. Yeah.
cold.
Just
You're
be
gonna be
like
mom.
Melicroft. Say love.
Yeah.
Loving words.
Okay, I'm gonna cheer it on.
Love.
You
got this.
Since its name.
Bjorn.
We'll decide when I know it's. You know, I want to know
Oh, I
its
thought it was
personality.
Bjorn.
It might need a name.
Yeah, I might need to back up just in case.
You're doing so good. We believe in you.
You watch as the beak keeps
Bless.
It's gonna be okay.
Here's a shield, bless.
Your family's here. Hi.
You're being kind of loud. Maybe just like softer or something.
There's a big shell around it. It can't hear me if I'm not shouting at it.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Cody knew it. Melicroft didn't know it.
It's the goddamn shell.
Actually, now with 7th level, I get to add my proficiency to my saving throws for dex, so we fine.
No, I'm not within 10 feet of you.
Actually,
if I were you.
Anari, I need you and probably Melicroft too as well. Anyone within 15 feet.
Oh.
Am I within 10 feet of them?
Yeah,
Probably. Add 3 to your saving throw.
I didn't know if you walked
Shit,
away.
okay, that's a
I was planning
27.
on being there.
Oh, who's all there? Are we all here? Who would think we're all
I mean, you guys just, tell
Dex
me
save?
who's there. I assumed you three because you were talking about like
Right.
casting shit on each other, but everyone else, you probably just like,
Yeah. Well,
Back up.
We're fine.
Nope.
we're okay.
What do I need?
My quarters, my room.
Is that a negative?
No, I don't have negative saves.
Can I be there to help somebody in case they need it? Like,
sure.
Well, I got a nat 1.
She probably is going to need some help.
you know,
I rolled one better, but I got a 5 on the save.
I got a 27.
I don't want it.
I got a,
I used the thing too.
And I don't have absorb elements yet.
It's so bad.
I got a 19 to save her in whatever way needed.
Okay.
You throw milk off a smaller bottle.
And then 5 comes
LTV comes
in. Well, I will definitely use
It would have been more effective if you threw me it this way.
I also find it funny, we don't know if it's going to explode. We're all doing this! And it's just,
So, as the beak keeps pecking on this crack, there's a loud pop, and then there's the ice surrounding this egg shatters into hundreds of pieces and it erupts and explodes outward, and everyone within 15 feet, 3 of you, made a saving throw. If you did save, if you rolled over a 12, then you saved, which means you would only take half damage, which would be 14 cold.
Which
If you
absorb elements,
failed to save, it'd be 28 cold.
Okay.
Okay, and so
Fantastic.
Not too crazy,
Not bad.
Terrible.
but could have been different depending on my stupid damage rolls.
So
You should have taken your DMs at the end.
So
You
for
said
that-
bless for me too, right? I get to
Yeah.
1d4?
Yeah,
Okay.
so for that, I'm going to use the absorb elements.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same as
Which was 14?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in the place of where the egg was, you see a freshly hatched, a little bit moist, wet bird with an oversized head and a tiny little body with its wings.
Feed it.
It has a large, almost like ice white beak, but the rest of its feathers at this point are kind of a deep blue, like a cerulean blue. But the beak is very white, and then the tips of its feathers on its wings and then on sort of the tail area are like a frosted tip right now. But everything else is like a dark blue.
Sick frosted tips on this bird.
But it's like trying to struggle to stand. It also was confused at what just happened, so it's like a little dazed. It looks up at you.
Hello. Hi.
Give it the food.
Okay. Here. You want
It's-
some?
What are you feeding it? No?
Make an animal handling check for me.
Can we help?
Don't you know what you're doing here?
No, I don't
You
know
can
what
help,
I'm
yeah.
doing. I've never had one of
What are
these
you gonna do?
before.
I'm
What
giving
am I
her the
supposed to
meat
do?
to give the bird.
That's helping?
Yeah.
Okay. you're-
13?
With disadvantage,
Why give
That's
her
not great.
disadvantage?
because a Goliath now stood up beside you, and that's a very
I'm
intimidating.
behind her.
Go away.
7? Nope. 8? Nope. 9.
7 oh 8.
You know what? Keep
I
going.
have a plus 7.
Keep going.
I have a plus 1. 9.
You wait. What are you doing?
7, 8, 9, actually.
9.
Black.
This just in.
This Phoenix isn't eating organs though.
It's a attack roll or saving throw.
Oh.
It's not an ability check.
slowly
Not yet.
It's okay.
It backs up quickly.
Meat, I don't know.
Everybody back up. Back up.
I backed up the moment I got shredded for 28 damage.
Let me do
Everyone
this.
lower their
Okay.
voices.
I'm gonna lean out and hand him the meat and just crouch way down on his level.
It also crouches to kind of mimic.
Yeah, it's okay.
Do we have seeds? Birds don't
It
use
doesn't. It
seeds,
doesn't
right?
take it from you.
I'm gonna place the meat down and back up and sit down.
I don't know if they eat meat.
Well, we don't
Didn't
do
we
that
just
yet.
I'll go down below and find any sort of mush?
Okay. It's like
Okay.
oats or
Yeah.
something.
Maybe
yeah.
you need
I'm
to
gonna
eat
put
it
the
and
water
spit
in
it in its
mushroom.
mouth.
Yeah.
Ew. I'm not doing that.
Wait, what?
Maybe you need to eat it and spit
Oh
it.
lord.
It does like twist its neck up like.
You do realize birds eat chewed up stuff.
It's not really a bird.
It looks at the meat as you place it down. Do you stay right there or do you kind of back up?
I'm gonna
Give it
scoot back
space?
a little bit, but I'm just gonna like get down on its level and go, it's okay. Like, but I'm gonna give it some
It-
distance.
Stumbles over.
Okay.
Like. It like plucks at it with its beak, and you guys watch its eyes like go like bright for a moment, like a moonbeam inside, like that kind of bright, and then it goes, and this little bit of ice just and frosts the meat,
It freeze dried the meat.
and then it tries to like pluck at it, and it can't get purchase into the meat.
I think
Can I, like-
I think Inari is right. I think you need to chew it up and spit it in its
Cut
mouth.
it up.
So can I?
All right.
Tear
I'm gonna
it
pick it up.
Well,
Wait.
let me toast it a little. It's frozen.
But it
She
wanted
wants
to
it
ice
frozen.
it.
Is it
wants
raw?
Frozen.
It's
Yeah.
It
All right.
probably can't keep it.
I'm gonna take a little. I'm gonna wince as I do this.
You
To take a little bite
fair,
out
yeah,
of it.
You could just cut it
And
and
then
then
too late. and I'm gonna hand the little bit that I bit off back to him.
I think you're supposed to mouth.
I'm
Yeah,
not
really
gonna
good.
do
Never
that.
seen birds eat.
You have to really
It's
get
not
into
a
it.
bird.
I think it is a bird.
And see,
Like a bird.
can I drop it in its mouth? Oh no.
It's even better because it's Hannah.
Show him that you are
Fine. Take the little bit.
Oh, I need You gotta do the whole
Instantly bonded. Permanent contract.
I need you to make another animal handling check. This time with advantage.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Christ.
You're welcome.
This thing better be my best
I
friend.
thought I volunteered you to do this.
15.
After it swallows and just kind of like realizes the nutrients that it's getting, it looks up at you with kind of perky eyes and it flops its way up against you and just kind of like falls into your hand. It's very cold to the touch.
Baby Bjorn.
Is that what we're gonna name it?
Bjorn, for sure.
I thought that's what his name was the whole time. Bjorn.
I think Bjorn is perfect. Bjorn. Bjorn.
You're setting this up for a really bad joke. Whenever he attacks something, you're like, it's not delivery. It's
Bjorn.
Oh.
So
Would
I'm
you
gonna-
say that he's been re-Bjorn?
Why is Mocha flying off the ship?
Catapulted into the
Like a hand of God.
You try to tame him, but he's Bjorn to be wild. can't be domesticated. All right.
Alright.
Yeah, it kind of flops into your hand, and for the moment, it's affectionate towards you.
Oh. And now I'm
For
gonna
the
talk
moment.
to it
Oh my
a little
God.
bit. I'll say, I have some friends that I want you to meet. You're just gonna stay here with me, but look at all these people. You see them all?
You guys watch as it kind of looks around. You see its eyes light up that like lunar like moonbeam color again, and a tiny little cone of frosted ice just it doesn't reach you, but just
These are friends. They're friends. We're friends with them.
God.
I'm trying to teach it.
surprisingly
these are
it doesn't
people.
speak English.
It will soon. We're gonna get
Does
there.
anyone have speak with
I was
animals?
gonna ask that same question.
Nope.
Well,
As a ranger, you might
I almost took that
Especially
invocation.
if you're gonna have a pet now.
I think I have the ability to
What
have
beast
that.
sins?
I'll have that prepared for
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a ranger has that in
Oh,
the spell
beast-
list.
beast.
I was about to say, I
start
think,
preparing.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it. So
Oh, okay.
I'm sure she wasn't quite prepared
Just
for me
got
to
I
prepared.
wasn't
ask the
prepared for
pet
this to
out.
hatch, so it'll be prepared for tomorrow.
Okay. How are you gonna carry it? Just in your hand?
No,
'Cause
we're
I-
gonna make
shoulder?
it.
That's
We're
a
gonna make
great
another
question.
Bjorn. We're gonna make
Put it on
another
your
We're
Bjorn.
gonna make a Bjorn for
I was
Bjorn.
like,
And then
not-
when it falls off,
Not
like,
my Bjorn.
I'll put it on my shoulder for now, but I'll put a little I'll just rip a little
papoose.
piece off my cape and
That's its
tie a
middle name.
sash, and I'll just
Bjorn Papoose.
teach it to crawl in the little sash.
Barry, what's your
Okay.
last name?
These.
Do you have a last name or
I
no?
don't think I have it.
Oh.
He's
I was gonna say,
She's
you know,
like Beyonce. She doesn't need a last name.
Bjorn Papoose, and then
Boss.
whatever your last name is.
Yeah, single ladies.
how
So, yeah,
long did this
little
whole
sash.
interaction take?
Minutes. Yeah. The captain didn't even blink. He's like, okay.
I wonder how fast
another
it'll
ice
grow.
weeks.
We'll find out. I mean, you know,
I'm gonna chop up the rest of the meat that you put out.
on the deck.
There you go.
Oh God. Okay. Can I try and give it another little piece?
You have to feed it from your mouth.
I want to.
It's all chopped up now. You just
Yeah, it's little bitty pieces.
It's not the chop up. It's
It
the
doesn't have the saliva, okay? Come
it's the
on.
connection from the mother.
Mm-hmm.
that's what you get for playing a ranger.
Listen, cows drink off the teat, birds feed each other to their mouths.
All right. There you go.
This time it's not a shy, it plucks up and you're like, whoa. like you can feel its beak up against your mouth for a second. It kind of startles you.
All right.
Oh God.
But it's getting more eager and friendly.
Okay. Well, I'll
and
Yeah.
comfortable, I would say.
I will keep feeding it and getting it comfy, but I want it.
After just a couple of bites, it's done. It's
Okay.
not
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
not-
this thing
yeah,
weighs
the stomachs are
ounces.
only gonna be so big.
yeah. This thing weighs ounces right now, so it's
Yeah.
not needing a lot of.
It's just a little
I
guy.
probably want a nap soon, so
We'll just take you to unknown territories.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that instead of me.
You know, I thank you. This is pretty great. I'm excited.
Anywho, not my responsibility now. Are we still selling it for the money?
No,
What about the money?
but now it's alive.
now she cares.
There you go. Big ol'
Oh my god.
I think there's a political statement in there somewhere. All right.
Alright, anyways.
Well, the captain.
Well, I'm gonna go back to the captain.
Yeah, the
and pretty
captain's
much-
like looking over at the circle of you guys and all of the ice shards that are now sticking into the wood on the side. He's just like,
That's your fault too.
what?
That's
You
your
say
fault
no?
too.
He said, "Yep."
Yep. That's fine.
He's got worms.
What?
Because he's got worms.
Callan, I know my cooking wasn't that great.
What is that?
Oh,
That's the darting worms from France.
Oh, like literally like gummy worms.
Yeah.
Ah.
She tried to make a joke.
I was too far away to see it, so I didn't know what you were. I didn't
it
understand
did
it.
get better.
Sick, he's eating a couple
Yeah.
worms. Oh.
She said he's got worms, and I was like, I mean, the bird might go for it.
No. he literally has worms. Look at dog.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah. So I'll probably go to the captain and
I'm
Yes?
ready to, if you fall asleep, I'll just toast your legs a little
Please
bit.
don't do that.
You know, no pain, no gain.
We're making gain right now. And as it would have it, there's no pain at the moment. So
If you need a little bit, I'm right here. I won't leave your side.
I wish you would. You're like the one person that I'm actually fearful of on this ship. So
That makes me a little proud. Thank you.
you should go to the cargo hold and hang out with Willowbee. You guys both scare the shit out of me.
there's a worm I can toast for it.
Willowbee versus Ice Phoenix. Go.
Battle for the
Some
ages.
time. Let him grow.
Alright, well, I've got nothing to do until we land or some.
I still got money on Willowbee.
Why
Yeah.
No, I don't. Oh, there's.
Oh, Wilbur versus fully grown Ice Phoenix. I still think Wilbur's got it.
Alright, well, time lapse.
His friends call him Wilbur.
Really.
Free Willy.
All right. So yeah, you guys keep going down. It's been about 6 hours, and you can definitely see Captain Nicolo is like he can see the finish line. You guys are now below the storm. You're past the storm even, and from your perspective above, and the hours it took you to get from where you were to where you are now. Being that all of you have been landlocked your whole life, don't have a ton of experience with how storms migrate and move, but it seemed like this storm was very stagnant. It didn't seem to be progressing or moving. It just seemed to be there, like it's just a part of that.
Perpetual storm.
Yeah, like it's just part of that placement of the ocean. But you're past that, and land is within sight, and you're probably, 20 miles above the water line at this point. So you're cruising.
Can we see anything on the land?
No, way too far out. You're still
Okay.
hours away, and
Okay.
you guys are going at a rate of probably 50, 60 miles per hour. So you just wouldn't be able to. You can't see that
Okay.
far.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah. But you're cruising at a pretty good rate, especially for air travel, and with Nicolo's tiring eyes.
Can I inspire him with flames?
I think he's gonna kick you off. He's going to.
I just want to motivate him, okay? You know, a little fear.
Why don't you just play a game with him? Like,
I spy with my.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
My point exactly to agree with Callan for once.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you're keeping numbers in your head.
1 through 10, including 1 through 10. Right? 1 and 10. I'll say 6.
But if you want to tell me
How
your
did you
life
know?
story, I'll take that. Are you married? Do you have kids?
Yes and no.
You're married.
Mm.
Someone decided to marry you?
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was just asking.
Given my understanding of marriage, yeah,
I assume
that's,
he's
that's how that
married.
goes.
Are you married, or did someone decide to marry you?
No.
Callan don't.
I can't imagine why not.
Callan don't.
We're not welcome.
Callan don't.
Callan's not allowed.
Callan's over there just eating something.
He's got vein bulging in his forehead.
That's what happened.
I think I'm gonna give you a new hairdo later.
Real's alright. Probably time for one.
Yeah, I can't believe that you're unattached.
I've been told I'm detached, if that makes sense.
I wish.
Emotional.
Yes, I can agree.
Are we there yet?
No. Big man,
Yeah,
can you come here?
sure.
Can you go away?
Nope.
Hey, I have a question for you. Since you're the leader of this group,
What?
can you ask your friend here to assist Willowbee with inventory?
Can you go to the cargo hold and make sure we got everything?
You gave the wrong person to tell me instructions. I will not
Hey,
listen to
Malgraf,
what
can you
you
ask
say.
Willowbee? Can you ask an RA to go help you with the cargo?
Has she met Willowbee yet?
No. They keep trying to get me to, but
Or
No,
take her to claim
he's
the-
very friendly. He just needs some help. He's not great with counting.
And he,
Just take an RA with you before our captain
he's
throws her
all
off the
right.
ship.
Okay, well,
I'll
Sure,
go
look
play.
at me.
I'll go play with the phoenix.
The what?
Fire and ice. I'm
See,
sure it goes
this
wrong.
is an arrow. An arrow.
Now fetch!
It just fucking yeets off. It does not do that. It does not do that. Oh man. Yeah. So, so he has Callan to ask you to go to the cargo hold, or I think you get the idea. You don't have to roll an insight check on this. You get the idea.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want you next to his platform because it's distracting and he's scared.
Mellcroft,
yes.
I'm pretty sociable, right? I didn't ask you. I asked a very communicative question.
Inari, yes, you
I'm
are.
building relations.
You are social. You are sociable. You are a bit assertive.
direct.
Abrasive.
Once again, I use the word assertive because
What's wrong with asking if he has a wife?
there's nothing wrong with that.
I think it was the follow-up
Yeah.
question.
Now, Inari, I think it might be the whole gonna boil him thing that might have.
You know what?
Maybe
I'm
maybe
just
put him on the
saying,
back foot.
I think it would make sense if he starts to fall asleep. A little motivation. You know, if he dozes off a little heat'll perk him right back up. I think.
In some circles, we call that torture.
That's
Inari-
I come from that circle.
Me
Is,
too.
is
Thank
your
you.
solution to the problem of him being tired maybe related to something that you've experienced at some point in your life? Because it seems like you're going straight to just causing pain to get somebody to not just seems a little.
Seems like a very pointed question, if you ask me.
Just.
And I'm not saying you're wrong.
You may be right.
But
Seems like a very pointed question. I don't know why it's pointed at me.
It's just the whole like you
I
kept
think it gets the job done.
you
If you
kept
might
going
ask.
back to it, and I think that's what. But one time, oh haha, it's a joke, but like you kept going back.
I mean,
to
it wasn't a joke. It was quite serious.
And that's why he doesn't want you on the.
Melicroft, in your head,
Damn.
you hear Willowbee. You hear him like chuckling at this conversation. Like he's listening in, and like we're gonna date ourselves here, but when you were like when there were still landlines and you were like you answered the phone and you didn't realize someone else was already on the phone and you're listening in and you're like you're like yeah, you're like and you're like who's that? So it's almost like one of those situations where you just hear him like
Hello? We're having a conversation.
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Where did you go?
Conversation moving away from the captain's platform.
Have you met Willowbee yet?
No.
Oh, ask her about Takoro and his lessons. Yeah.
Ask her about Takoro. Who?
So as soon as you say that, she's instantly like, if her tails are up, they're kind of gonna go like, think of like a dog, how it like goes under its tail, under its like legs. Like they're all gonna instantly like go behind and kind of like under between her legs and kind of like, and she'll kind of stand a little straighter.
I think I'm gonna go help with the Phoenix now.
And then she'll just walk off. And she'll go find you.
Hey, whatever you did worked.
Yeah. We're gone.
Oh, yeah.
I walked away.
Yeah. Well, I feel
What was that word you said again?
it. Our little friend in the cargo bay. Have you met Willowbee? Why am I proselytizing for Willowbee? I need to go speak to this.
You mean the monster my mom told me was down in the cargo hold?
That would have been nice for you to tell me.
Yeah.
I thought it was a story to not go in the cargo hold as a child.
Well, Willowbee, are you there? Yeah, it's not a story. So I gotta go talk to this guy.
But what did you say to her to make her go?
I feel
I'm also
like
interested in what you said.
Given the reaction that Inari had, I feel like I was let in on something that maybe I was not supposed to know about, and so.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, my mom used to say that Willowbee would eat me whole, so I'd be careful down there.
Well, I feel like he's already started on me. So.
What? It's nice knowing you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you're not his appetite.
Tink tink.
That's what I mean.
I'll take it. Well, in that case,
You need to protect us all.
while we're getting this whole landing situation figured out, I think I'm gonna go talk to Willowbee. No, I'm not telling you what I said, and I'm gonna walk down.
Dylan, we need inventory done in 2 hours.
Birdie.
Don't by yourself.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
So-
not gonna eat him.
So Melicroft goes down to the cargo hold.
I'm gonna keep an eye out. Go back to
Buddy
perception
system.
checks.
Who else is doing what?
Are there any buddies below deck?
Actually, was gonna go down there because somebody said.
Oh,
you need to
good.
go
We
down
need
there.
buddies.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
We need buddies.
Yeah.
We need buddy
As I
system
get
when it goes
upstairs,
to Willowbee.
I'm
Buddy system.
going downstairs if
So,
anybody.
Melicroft, as you stumble your way downstairs, at the bottom of the staircase you see the cloak of Cornelius standing still. And Cornelius, you're like you're frozen in place.
Uh-oh.
You've been there for a few minutes, you think? But Melicroft, when you get down there, you have the ability to see a little bit better than Cornelius does. And just sort of right behind Cornelius's head is just hovering Willowbee. Not doing anything. He's not like baring teeth or like gnawing on him or anything like that. He's just hovering behind Cornelius. But you definitely see Cornelius, and it can't tell if he was like looking for like a light switch or a light source or what Cornelius was doing down here. But you see him as you approach from behind. You see Willowbee right behind him.
Am I interrupting something here?
Willowbee's gone.
I'm gonna cast light right at the top of the doorway into the. So since he's buggered off, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you see the cargo bay. It's split into two different kind of hallways with.
I'm casting light
aisles
back
is
up
the
in the
appropriate word for
stairway.
that. And then there's just cargo kind of stacked up on each aisle all the way back, the length of the ship.
Hey, Cornelius.
My back in action here.
You don't get a response from Cornelius.
Oh no.
I'm gonna come down and look at his face.
Yeah, as you
Like, because I don't know if like his face is gonna be missing.
Nice. What did you do?
You'll see it in the video. He's pretty face like.
I was just saying the same thing. I didn't even see it. I was like, just.
Yeah, the ring.
no.
Oh my god.
When you get around and you see it just looks like he's kind of staring off into space. And Cornelius, when you see Millicroft there, you're like, whoa, and you kind of snap back into it. It's just kind of a moment of like, you know, when you walk into a room, you're like, what was I doing here? I don't remember what did I come down here for. Oh, Millicroft, what's up, guy?
You know, I thought it was a bit dark until you. I'm assuming that's you. The light.
Yeah, are you?
Huh?
Are you good?
They said somebody was down, like some Willowbee thing was down here, and they were like, they're good, bad at counting, and I can count just fine, but I came down here and I can't remember why. But
Well,
anyway,
I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not trying to alarm you when I tell you this. I think you've already met Willowbee.
I don't think that's possible because I have no idea who the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I came downstairs, saw him just kind of hanging out behind your head, and you were completely still until I looked at you, and then you kind of. Yeah, he's not a person. He's
Is he in your head? It's okay, no.
No, he was in your head just now. I think. I think he was in your head just now.
You're making no sense, but okay.
He's a little spectral creature that floats around here. Is what he is. So.
I thought we were friends.
We are. If someone said I was a metal person, then they wouldn't be wrong, would they?
My goodness. Feria took something of your mind. She made you smaller and less bright.
Feria didn't do anything to
Not
me,
Feria.
other than
Freya.
cause a
Definitely didn't.
other than cause an ice phoenix to assault me with shards of it was
Cornelius, as you look at Millicroft and you say, Feria took something of your mind. Huh?
Sorry, I'm gonna get it right.
Did you say?
I said
He meant to say
Feria.
That makes more sense than
Yeah.
what I repeated back.
I mean, abysmal brotherhood, brother.
I've messed up Cornelius and Callan like 95 times in this game, so
My next character's gonna be called Sludge.
He's adorable.
Crazy bludge. Was just
yeah. As you say, Freya must have taken something from your mind. You hear this echoed voice for the first time, kind of banging around inside your skull. It's harsh. It's almost intrusive, as it's way louder than your own internal dialogue you have with yourself. And you hear this childlike voice say, well, I don't think she took anything, but sometimes people
take, things that don't belong to them. You know what that's like, right?
And you probably would have seen me like cast my second shadow as I like turned the rod into like the dagger, the burning dagger. What the fuck was that?
Yep. You've heard him, haven't you? Yeah. We're not crazy.
See, I told you.
What's...
Alright, you little shithead, what the hell's that supposed to be?
Well, like you have your tool, but what about the wand and the feather? I wonder what happened to them.
Are you hearing this asshole talk about
If he's talking to you, don't. Hey, name calling?
My name's Willowbee.
I probably didn't hear that. So, name calling?
That's the name you can call me.
Maybe not the best way to go. He has a name.
Yes, apparently it's Willowbee.
Yep. Okay, he's talking to you. Yeah. It's Willowbee.
Okay, well, just take it one step at a time. Why can I not see Willowbee?
It's because of the light.
Okay, take a look around.
As you look around now, and you're like, why can I not see him? And you like look back into cargo, on the edge of where the light becomes darkness again. Maybe about 10-15 feet into this cargo, there's that hovering larva, not disguised or hiding. He's not like sneaking and looking. He's just hovering right there in the aisle. And as you see him, like, oh shit, okay, that's it. That's the one. And he's about a foot long. At this point, you see sort of the glimmer and shimmer of like two rows of eyes going up his body form.
Oh yeah, that's
Hello.
him.
This is a thing that...
Oh, we can all talk this way now.
And he channels both of you at the same time.
All right.
My cough's cold. Well, hold on. First off, it's already happening, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it all in all at once.
Yeah.
Okay, so my bad. So, I would also like to know how you would know anything about the dagger, the feather and the wand.
Oh.
I don't know if I mentioned that to you, and I'll probably...
I have no idea. I learned the name of somebody apparently very important to someone that I probably had no business knowing, but here I am. So.
Oh, I'm able to look into things.
I'm assuming you know that information because it was with me.
Well, how else would I know?
He, just for reference, he's recited a very specific phrase to me moments ago that only a very certain group of people would know. So I have a feeling that he's plundering the depths of our minds.
You're not going to eat me, are you, Willowbee? Because I've been told that you eat things, much like, larger bodies. Well,
So
they disappeared down here. I'm not that dumb.
relevant to that, I think we've unwittingly entered into an agreement to feed Master Willowbee here.
That's right. You've entered the agreement.
Well, technically I didn't, but
I said master.
I must update my resume to Master Willowbee.
But it seems that Willowbee here is an enterprising individual, and I don't think he's going to eat you. I don't think he's capable of eating me.
Uh-huh.
Or at least I'm not his taste, so.
You're not his preferred meal.
I'm just going to be honest with you, Willowbee. I'm like kind of walking on eggshells, like, you're a cool guy, you're just a little mysterious. And I'm not going to lie, you probably already know this, a little intimidated by it.
Okay.
That's not a dislike thing. That's just a is there any way I can get to know you better since you seem to know me pretty well?
I know you very well today. What would you like to know?
Whole life story. Beginning and end.
You're not bad.
Well, where are you from? How long you been here? I don't know. What?
I'd like to know, do you know all of my secrets? Like, did you just pull that out of my most cherished memories, or do you know everything? Like,
how far are you able to go?
I'm not sure. I don't know where the limit is. I do know that.
Limit does not exist.
Yeah.
I do know that we can learn a lot about each other from understanding the desires and wants and fears. So I usually start there.
Okay. I'm sure you know my desires, wants, and fears. Can you share some with me?
Of yours, of course.
No, not of mine. Some of yours.
Yeah, yours are pretty on the surface, aren't they?
I don't. There's not a lot of depth there, so no cards up my sleeve.
I long to be back in the astral plane, where I can grow and expand my intellect and my physical form. I am hindered here. I am trapped here. And my biggest fear would be to be surrounded by those with no knowledge for me to consume.
So you're gaining sustenance from the things we know.
That is how I feed.
your boy's gonna starve if I stay here much longer.
So, why? So, like, who bound you here? What is keeping you here, or who is keeping you?
What's making you trapped here, and how did you find your way out of the vessel?
I remember that was from.
I don't remember.
He got saved.
What's you trapped by then?
Captain Nicolo saved me in the astral plane. Put me here for safekeeping, and well, I've learned that this is not where I was conceived and not where I belong. But I enjoy it. I get to meet new people, get to learn about a rich history of the Kimars and the Bexleys and what that means to the rest of the world.
It's not a whole lot on the Bexley yet, so I don't know what he's gaining from that, by the way. But,
Isn't your mother a Bexley?
No, my mother's the Kimar family, my father's the Bexley. Other way around. In my head, man.
That's dangerous. They're dangerous.
Who's dangerous?
Both of them.
Have you heard anything about?
We should
them?
bring them here.
I don't think I like the idea of my parents, if assuming they are alive, to be eaten.
Very convenient.
I would not consume them. No, I would just learn.
Isn't that who we're getting, like, bringing back on the ship? So.
Well, he's gaining sustenance from things we know, right? And you still know the things you know. I still know the things I know, which is how I'm able to recognize that he's reciting them back to me. You still didn't answer the question, though. Who or what is keeping you here? How are you bound to the ship?
I'm not bound to the ship. No, I can leave.
Oh, okay.
I choose to stay because of Nicola. And I would have nowhere else to go. No one else would understand me, and they would be fearful of me. If I were to be outside of this ship, I would likely be hunted and killed. And I would be forced to do things that I would not be happy to do.
That does make sense.
Many lives would be unnecessarily lost.
I don't doubt that in the slightest.
You know, I have a thought. He's already heard it, but...
And I agree.
No more needs to be said. He's the ultimate interrogation tool. Take anybody we want down here, steals all his information.
A partnership, indeed.
feeds the creature. We get what they learn. It's
My
a little
name
fucked up, I'll tell you
is
that, but it's fun.
Willoughby.
It's Willowbee. Just call him Willowbee.
It's hard to learn.
Hey,
Really
it's
hard
not
to
hard.
learn.
You said it back. You said it the first time you said it.
If it helps, I can
It's a-
imprint it in your mind.
You know what? Go for it.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Go for it.
My worst stat.
Sure, why not?
Remember the whole like stepping into quicksand comment? You know,
Hey.
a few weeks ago?
Some people need to fake crack.
15.
Some need to do that. You know.
Oh, you get a +3 to that. I don't know if it's relevant.
19. I'm sorry, 18.
Okay.
18 it is.
You feel in your head, you feel a history of your life trying to change in front of you. Like you can feel your mind trying to fight off the urge to change your own name to Willowbee. And you successfully press off those urges.
Oh,
And you just hear him chuckle. Almost.
Willowbee can go fuck himself.
Now, Cornelius, I know that your being flippant is probably a defense mechanism, but I would say we might need to treat Willowbee with a little bit of reverence.
He just put like
This is fun.
something into my head of a brain, like a spiky thing
Mhm.
named Willowbee in my brain.
Yeah.
So yes, I got it. Willowbee, Willowbee, Willowbee,
It worked.
Willowbee.
I was only going to change his name for a minute. I was going to give it back.
So, partnerships, right? Why are you down here in the first place?
I came down here to take stock of inventory.
Oh, that'd be helpful. I'm not great at counting.
That's what they said, and I was
He has all this intelligence, but he can't count.
and now my head hurts.
Willoughby's head hurts.
Cornelius' head hurts, and Willoughby's is fine.
Well, then, maybe we should count?
Past fingers and toes, I may have problems.
How do you think I feel? I don't have fingers or toes.
You know what Willowbee? It's a crime. I really just came down here to see what was on the ship and to count. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're done.
yep. And actually, if you just want to open up the door, my shadow can come in here for me, and I can count things without having to move around.
Perfect. So you guys,
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out a little parchment or like a pad of paper
Yeah.
and like start. Okay, 2 of them.
yeah, it actually goes a lot faster than you would think it would because Willowbee's able to send all of that information into your mind. So you're essentially able to see almost like through his eyes as he's scanning all of the different, artillery shells and
Cool.
ballistas and.
You have special arrows for those.
No, you need to talk to Jensen. Should have brought him on the ship.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
might have
We
been-
tried.
He definitely would have. He definitely would have been eaten by it. Willowbee would have feasted on Jensen. Not kill him, probably. But we'll go ahead and take a quick break there because my computer's about to die. I need to go grab the charger.
Sick.
Okay. I think we're back.
Finally.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh,
Wow.
God. Jeez. Can you believe this?
We're back. Not for long.
No. Oh yeah. Take your time.
Oh, I got a trash over here.
Awesome. That's like less than a minute. Wow.
Okay. No mo dick.
No more big.
All right. So the ship is still in its, we'll say, the final stages of descent, but Captain Nicolo is now struggling. He's like, He's like, okay, we are so close. We're almost there.
As soon as you have us over land, you can land, and we'll protect the ship until you.
Whoever's up at the front.
I'm not.
Okay, so yeah, you and Callan both sort of inspecting after you guys got your ballista sort of all set up how you'd want it.
Yeah.
You notice the land approaching. It's super heavy forest. It's a surprising amount of mountainscape. And then it looks like you can see over where the trees are of the forest, and it's like heavy, barren desert.
So forest, and then like, is it like a very drastic change? Like there's a line that goes forest.
Well, no, I wouldn't say like a line, but you can tell where it becomes like a desert. And as you guys are going down, you're sort of landing at this. You're going towards what looks to be a settlement.
Some sort of buildings put together.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of like a keep. It's a harbor town, but it's nothing like what you would see in Eudora. There's not a bunch of ports, and there's not a place for a ship to dock. But there's a town that's pressed up against the edge of the water, and as you guys are declining and descending, you can see that there's a few dozen sort of structures.
Where are they?
And tents. And
Are they more like tents, and are they like towers with stone or mud? Or
from this distance, it's hard to tell. You can definitely just tell that there's like some sort of settlement here. But as you guys get closer, it becomes more evident that it's.
I guess I'm just looking out for more like ballistas, something to shoot at us.
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
Definitely less on the side of like stone and more on the side of like
mud brick,
hide, like tanned hide tents.
Teepees.
What's that?
Like teepees.
Yeah, but more like dome.
Yurts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bjorn's gonna be very at home in the yurts.
You'll be very well in the desert.
Bjorn yurt.
But it's as you guys continue to descend, you notice that there's more and more of these like structures and tents, and it becomes a quite a bit bigger settlement than what you originally saw from the sky. As now you've passed over kind of this mountain forest area. You're passing by the desert on the left as you guys descend down. At this point, Captain is like back up and alert as he's like in landing mode. He says, so we have options to land by the looks like some sort of city, or do you want to land a little farther away and walk in? What do we think is best?
I think it's probably safer to land farther away and walk in.
Yeah.
I agree.
The closer you are and the ship is to a city, the probably more.
Yeah,
Oh,
just keep stalling the game. Just keep.
Are you okay?
Yeah, all right.
The more a very prized ship will look appetizing to anybody who would
Sure.
covet it.
Okay, so we'll land over here, and he starts to bring you down to where the like desert land is, maybe like a mile inland from the shore. As you guys get to where you're starting to hover above the ground and about to actually make land, there's like movement in the tree line. Can't tell what it is, but you definitely see that the trees kind of ruffle as there's like fast, like almost like aggressive movement like up and down this tree line. Captain's like, we might have company as we land. Get ready to fight with your fists and blades.
Why does every place we go to have angry trees?
Because trees suck ass.
I have fire arrows on your mark, Callan.
On your mark.
You're not the leader.
Or no, not by any means.
Niccolo, do you have any way to make sure the shit doesn't get taken from you? Like, is it an alert system here to some degree if you rest? Or do we need to stay here for a night so we can sleep?
That would be nice if you want to stay for a night, but no one can really take the ship. It's attuned to me. You can't fly it unless you're me.
Oh, I don't understand.
Well, we can't lose him either.
It would be nice, yeah, if you didn't let me die, but...
I think if you stay in the room with Willowbee, you'll be fine.
My vote is that we don't.
Is that not?
We don't.
He scares the absolute shit out of me.
Same, buddy, but it's safety. Is what I'm saying.
I vote that we stay here with the ship at least until the captain's rested.
Then maybe he can find a place to put it in the mountains or something to rest.
But I don't feel good leaving the captain by himself after having spent.
He's making a lot of sense.
So we have the tree line in front of us, and there's nothing but desert behind us. I mean, we could take this thing more into the desert and just let it sit, so we're out of obviously sort of tree line vision from us.
Well, he's about to pass out, so let's land now.
I mean, 30 minutes, 10 minutes?
Maybe. We don't know.
Do you want me to land or no landing?
We have to land.
I mean, so there's a forest, and then us, and then desert. Where's the settlements in that picture?
He's about to tell you. It's like more towards where the forest is. The
Okay,
desert
so it's
is kind of like
forest
barren.
settlements, then us?
Hmm?
Okay.
Since you're landing in the desert, yeah.
Well, we can go a little farther into the desert.
I mean, I'm just thinking maybe a mile or two away from them. That way it's like we can clearly see something. It's going to be literally 30 seconds of flight, so just a little farther away from the tree line. And we're good.
Yeah. He like tilts the ship and it goes.
That way we can at least see
It
something.
just goes straight sideways.
Yeah. Plops down about half a mile farther. Says, okay.
Rather trees be this small. in my point of view.
You guys feel the like of the weight of the ship, and there's like a dust plume as it hits the sand, and all around you is sort of a misty, sandy, obscured vision of where the ship made contact. Okay. Now what?
Go to sleep, I
I think
suppose.
we're all in agreement that you get some time off.
Yeah.
Or a quick nap, and we'll-
No problem. And you watch him like take a step off of the platform and then just like liquefy and just seep through the wood panel and just like until he like goes down into his quarters just that way. Just,
I don't think there could be any more range of crew members on this boat than those two individuals.
Yeah, I wonder what the normal house crew looks like.
Well, I assume he can sleep too.
Just take his hat off and
oh yeah, just take him off and he goes down with him.
We'll get caught in a crack. He's still flappy.
I guess we'll keep an eye out for anything coming
Yeah.
from the settlements or.
just have that.
I definitely would have loaded the backwards ballista.
Yeah, I assume they were all loaded.
Yeah, they're all loaded.
Yeah.
It might not be a bad idea to point one of them at the tree line and one of them into the desert as
That's
far as
fine.
the ballista goes.
And we'll just keep an eye out. You know?
All right.
Could we try not to kill the first thing we see?
Didn't you just threaten to kill Boyle, our captain?
I didn't say to kill him. It was motivation to keep him away.
I was
Just
literally
torture.
about to say that. That's her way of motivating.
Death by burning of blood, I guess.
I
So
know
that's
death.
Does he have blood?
what I'm saying. Boil water, and he is water.
All I
It's
know
blood.
is that some percentage of him is pee. I asked him that.
I do appreciate
Which still
it,
boils.
but
Which, if you think about it, now that I do it,
Pee still boils,
some
Callan.
part of all of us is pee.
Callan.
Huh?
I did it.
Existential thoughts from Frankie.
The name is that's what it is.
That's his podcast he's going to do.
Part of us.
This is pee.
all
Every
of
part of
us have a percentage of pee.
Well, I mean, what time do we have it? Is this midday? It appears to be morning before we know.
Is there like a ladder to get off this boat?
No.
Ship?
No. There is like a platform that extends, but it's made for something at the same level. So it's not like a ladder. It doesn't have like rungs that you can climb. That's a different challenge for you guys to overcome.
How high up is it?
Probably about 15, 20 feet.
Fine.
Push you off. You'll be fine.
What were you asking?
What time of day it was?
About 9 hours since you woke up, so probably
So it's getting into later night.
Could be
mid to late
time
afternoon.
zone differences. We don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could have maybe crossed some sort of weird boundary where the sun sets in a different place or something crazy. We literally none of us have any information about this side of the world.
Nope.
Nobody knows.
I got first watch. So
You can always ask Willowbee.
Where are we?
I'd be watching too.
Where are we?
That is the question of the hour.
I feel like every time Cornelius is being talked to by Willowbee, I just see.
Cornelius,
So when he asked this, he says it to everyone that he's made contact with. So all three of you hear, "Where are we?" from Willowbee.
Mauritian.
Well, we're assuming.
But
We're
what-
assuming.
yeah,
we don't,
well, what
we don't
we
know
think
that.
is
are
for
y'all
sure.
talking out loud?
Yeah.
No,
I didn't.
don't think it might. Like I said, you.
Okay, I just wanted to know. 'Cause
Yeah, it's like a
like,
four-way call right now between them.
I'm
And,
not
and,
sure it's Mauritian.
and their
I'm
mates.
gonna think it. Do they hear it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Willowbee created a channel for you all to communicate.
That is really interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, when we get closer, I did learn a new trick for. I say this part a lot. I did learn a new trick with my shadow. I can go into its vision and senses for, let's say, around 1,000 feet. So I can do that to get an idea. So later when we get closer,
How do you count that high?
when you have enough gold, you learn how to do that. But so when that time comes, I can do that to avoid any sort of immediate issues. But otherwise, I'll take first watch with Callan.
I rolled a dirty 20.
I'll take.
Do you
all
not want to
watches.
send your guy out to do
Yeah, I'm not going to sleep.
a check?
I mean, you can if you want me to now. I don't think I can do it too many times.
I just figured that we would watch for this first day. So
Yeah.
Like, stay put for this first day real quick. Let him rest.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially take the ship somewhere else.
Hover above.
Yeah.
Even if he has to run me.
Yeah, at least if he's able to be like, okay, we're gonna get out of here now.
I just need him to rise up. Rise above.
Oh, natural 20.
I'm not rolling him.
No, it's me.
Probably don't want to roll.
Anybody else will.
Considering I rolled once today and it was a 1.
So, what are we doing?
Keep watch.
Keep him watch.
For right now, let him rest.
Are you sending your shadow boy up?
I mean, I probably can only do it once. I'm very new to the idea of it. So either I could save it for later if we're getting off the ship, or we staying here for the night, resting after he rests, kind of thing.
I would
So
say,
we stay as long as Niccolo needs.
yeah, and then might as well rest.
I'll save it for now, and then when we get closer to him, I can send the shadow out so that we don't have to go into the tented area by ourselves. Let him do that.
Cool. Well, as you guys sit and wait on the ship
I'll just go
And-
back to sleep.
and look out at the horizon, it's
You do have
the dust settles, the sand settles from when you landed, but there's no nothing approaches that you can see. Nothing seems to be plotting. The trees that you guys saw are a little out of sight at this point. Now that you've traveled farther into the desert, but if you were to send your little boy, it would probably get within eyesight of the tree line.
Okay, yeah. If I felt like I was close, I thought maybe with 1,000 feet I would get close enough to. See.
I said like you guys probably went about half a mile, so 1,000 feet, close to about halfway. I mean, you'd probably be able to see a decent amount.
Yeah, I mean, screw it, I'll do it. So, I don't know who all's around me. I guess I would sit down somewhere on the deck, and then my eyes would glaze over black, and you'll kind of see like a shadow stand up from me, and then hop down. It hits the sand with no movement, and it starts to walk. I'm blind and deafened, by the way, so I can't hear anything or see anything in this body. So if you need me, you probably should like pinch me, call me some sort of pain.
Front hand, back hand.
And, yeah, my spectral, my echo avatar goes out and he walks across the sand towards the tree line. Probably runs a little bit because I gave it for 10 minutes.
Okay.
To get tired. Can you run a 7-minute mile?
He's a shadow. He runs as fast as I can and doesn't get tired, huh?
Okay.
Hell yeah.
You can keep that pace.
Sick.
Yeah, he can keep that up, no problem.
Wow.
Wow.
He
Wow.
trips.
I rolled 37 damage.
Actually, I can do this indefinitely.
Oh.
So I can do this anytime I want to. No long rest or anything needed.
Wow.
So,
That's a nice tool.
yeah.
Are people all over the ship, or where is everybody?
I'm probably facing the forest. That's
On the deck?
I'll be on the deck too.
I'll probably just be walking back and forth.
Yeah.
I just figured out I was going to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Below deck?
I'm going to take another long rest. We
Eventually
ain't got nothing to do. Y'all can wake me up.
Just to be
Shake
safe,
the
it doesn't do a
ballistic.
lot. But just to be safe, I'm going to cast Cordon of Arrows. So you're going to watch Feria take 4 of her arrows, and she's going to place one at the front of the ship, the back, just alongside on the railing. And anybody who comes within that range that I didn't give permission to be there has to make a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 piercing damage.
Okay.
So
You're
that's...
giving us all permission, I assume.
Oh yeah, everybody has permission to come and go as you want, but if someone I don't know or didn't give permission to tries to get onto the ship, that will happen.
We're gonna assume your shadow also has permission. Your avatar.
Yeah.
She knows it
That's
will be,
fine.
right?
Well, he's on the ship. He's not leaving, so he's not going to be affected by
Not that
it.
you know.
Do you know of Willowbee?
No, no one's told me.
Well, you know of him
No, we know
from.
of him.
Yeah, Nicholas mentioned it a little bit.
Yeah.
Can I tell you about the monster my mom used to tell me was on the ship?
No?
Fun little story.
Yeah, you're
He's on the shoulder, like, yeah.
Yeah, you fed him?
Yeah, he's, intermittent. When he asks for food, he can
Every
ask
time
something.
I made a reenactment.
I like just to think that he's like,
Don't
he's on
say
the
you're feeding
shoulder,
him.
and then he just all of a sudden is like, with his big ass beak.
Yeah, every once in a while you do see his like eyes start to light up, like in moments where he's getting a little cornered or scared, or someone walks up on him too fast, and his eyes start to light up, and you're like, no, and he's like,
We're learning.
but sometimes he still does. Every once in a while you guys walk by and you get like a little blast of like super hyper fixated AC. It just blasted in there. You're like, what the?
It's like an ice cube in the ship.
Yeah, it's not strong enough to do damage
That's a
yet.
friend. That's a friend.
Perfect in the desert.
That's a friend.
Yeah, couldn't ask
I'm
for a
pretty sure
better.
Callan right now is like, yeah, just do it right there.
He's like, blast me, Bjorn. Blast me.
Give me a hit, Bjorn.
It's ice and thin.
All right.
Fun action.
So your avatar just
Yeah, no sand impacts or anything. Just
Yeah,
gliding across.
You get to the edge of your ability. We'll say around 1,000 feet, according to the rule book.
Yeah.
Try to go 1,001. It's like it starts to get like shimmery. But as you stand here in the desert and you're looking around and you don't have all of your senses, but you can hear, you can see, I'll even say you can smell in this form. Like you can the only thing you can't do is like physically touch things and like really grab on. But as you look at, you see the tree line, and much like when you guys first started to land the first time, you saw sort of the trees moving almost like from Planet of the Apes when they're like swinging. You just see like the aerial footage of the trees just moving. It's like, that's kind of what you saw when you first landed. Now everything's really still. Can you make a perception check with advantage?
Ooh, okay. Let's see, I already did that. The first one was better, 18 total.
18. You catch a glimpse of like wildlife in the forest, almost like stalking, like a predator stalking its prey, not entering the desert, but you can definitely tell. You see it adjusting as they see you, and then you just watch as from the distance you can't make out a specific shape. You can definitely tell something is moving, and then it stops. And like a lot of predators do, they just become really still, and it's almost like it's waiting for you to make a move now.
I was just thinking, if I see that and I see it, I'll send my shadow running as quick as he can, just for like 30, 60 feet one direction, and then the whole time, like as it's watching
it.
Yeah.
It definitely is like, it's not running as fast, but you can see it sort of traversing, and it kind of has looks like it's traveling on 4 legs, but it's big.
Is it in the trees or on the ground near the trees? And just
on the ground near the trees. Yeah, it's not up in this. It's on the ground.
Between me, the shadow, and the tree line, are there tents, people, civilizations? No. Okay.
No.
Just
this is outside of the civilization.
Okay. So I just get the idea that it's on 4 legs. So I didn't make anything else other than that.
Not from this far up.
Okay. Kind of thinking like 1,000 feet. Probably can't get too much one way or the other. I will. They wouldn't understand me. I'm trying to attack. I don't think so.
How far is the civilization from here?
What?
How far is the civilization from here, approximately? Because the opposite direction, correct?
Yeah, probably. From what you could tell when you landed, probably 15 miles.
Okay.
You guess so. A solid day's travel to get there by foot.
I would like to take the echo, and I would like to have it slowly walk back to us, and let it do that for like, I don't know, a couple hundred feet, and see if the creatures come to attack it. Like visually, it looks like I'm looking the other direction. See if anything happens.
Nothing comes out of the tree line.
I'll have it turn, look at it for a few more moments, and then run back and forth and see if they still move with it.
Not anymore.
I'll just observe for till the whole 10 minutes and see if anything else comes around, like if any other persons or individuals come out of the trees or into the trees.
You do notice that there are bipedal movements as well, but farther into the tree line. Up on the edge, it's definitely some sort of
Defense.
Predator or hunter. But again, it doesn't seem to have any interest in getting into the sand or getting into the desert.
Alright. Well, I'll let that sit there for 10 minutes and come back to consciousness.
He's back.
Well, few things. Whatever's in those trees, it's on 4 legs and it stalks anybody that's over there. My shadow was moving side to side. The creature followed it and sat still. So I think it must be some sort of defense mechanism for the trees. They didn't come after me. I tried to lure it by making it look like I was walking away, but they didn't attack it. And then there's, I'm guessing, some sort of human creatures or humanoids of some kind in there, because I saw some people walking around. I've used people loosely. It's hard for me to tell, looking through literally air, so there's no eyes for that to see, but it doesn't look like, whatever it is, it won't come out to the sands. So I'm thinking there might be something dangerous here. If I'm not so careful. But we're definitely gonna have to probably try to find a way to make communication with whoever's behind the tree line.
Okay.
Because it was rustling quite a bit when I was
What happened to your echo? Did you leave it there?
Oh, after a while, the magic kind of thins out. It's like kind of like a shadow in my mind, and I have to remember what it's like to. I mean, I could do it again, and the shadow comes out again.
So he's not in any danger by being left out there.
And then the shadow just kind of goes. No, it's. I mean, it's like my normal shadows. If you've seen me shoot arrows and stuff, it's just this particular version of myself. I can see through it and all that. I can cause it to attack if I need to, but it becomes a different use for me. I mean, it's possible to hit it, and I spawn my shadow, and I take my thing, and I slash through it, and it does hit the thing.
Again.
No.
The city,
She has my AC, it has my HP.
can we see the tents from here?
No.
Okay, is it too far, or is it like hilly, or is it?
It was about 15 miles away, so no.
Well, no. I guess what I'm asking is like, can we see lights? Right, like you can see city lights from far away.
Sure.
As it's getting into night, is there night? Is there torches? Is there just like a brighter glow over there?
You see more smoke than the actual light, but you do see smoke in the. It'd be almost on the horizon for you because it's over the trees.
Okay.
But you do see kind of like a. Yeah, you see a couple of smoke lines up in the sky.
And I could do it again at nighttime if you want, but I think we should probably all rest at some point in night.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I have this right in my head. So the forest is over here, the ship, and then civilization. Okay.
Oh, I went the wrong direction. No, that's right. Okay, we're going that way.
That's because that's.
Well, there's technically forest on both sides of the desert. So like you
Oh,
originally
okay.
crossed over a little bit of forest and like a mountain, and then there's a big desert, and then there's another forest to get to where like the desert sort of splits.
That's what I was confused about. I was like, "There's lots of forest, and there's a desert somewhere."
Yeah.
So do we want to take the ship back over the forest to go to the civilization, or do we want to walk through the forest?
Well, based on what Cornelius is saying, I don't think walking through the forest is probably our best bet.
I mean, I feel like as far as the ship goes, we should leave it somewhere where there's very little people. The desert's probably our best bet because, as far as I know, if there's anything here, it's probably going to be underneath the sand, and hopefully you can fly away before that becomes a problem. And this would be a dead giveaway. If anything comes at you, you would think you'd be able to see it. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so is the plan to stay here overnight and then
Yeah.
start traversing?
Let's stay overnight and then we'll leave in the morning.
Okay.
To the very least, Nicola should be able to get out of Dodge, wherever that is.
Yeah. Or thinking that he could park the ship somewhere, and then we can reach out to him if we need him to come back.
Agreed.
Alright. So long rest.
Actually, could we get Nicola in the same room as Willowbee? Because then we could telepathically talk to him.
Why do y'all keep talking about this monster that my mom used to talk about?
You should meet him.
Because he is real? What do you mean?
I mean, in a very creepy way.
He
letting
probably
you all
knows
talk
you.
to each other.
Oh, he knows all of us very well.
Wait a second. And I'm gonna mentally to Cornelius just think like, hey. And then I'm gonna look over at him. Does he hear me?
Is that channel still open?
Your channel is still open, yeah.
Oh.
While you're,
So to Cornelius.
essentially, while you're on the ship,
Hey, Cornelius.
Am I just
Willoughby has
listening
given you permission to use his.
Oh, shit,
while you're on the
that's
ship.
Cool.
So you're saying that the child-eating monster that my mother told me about is
Child.
real?
I do
So-
not know of him to be eating children.
You don't have to worry about it now because you know the
You
child.
did drag a body down there.
It's more of a.
It wasn't the child.
It was a very young. It was a very young Yonti.
think of it this way. It's more omnivorous if the two types of food are thoughts and meat.
He eats your thoughts.
So,
And
as a
memories.
child with
Well-
plenty of thoughts, it is a child-eating monster.
So it It knows things about
Knows when you're
my
sleeping. It knows when
past.
Yeah, he knows when you're awake.
He knows when.
He knows when you're
He knows when you've been bad or
You're
good.
not supposed to be in cargo holds.
No, he. I think he filters through our thoughts and memories and stuff, and gains sustenance off of that. He doesn't take them from you, though.
He just
Sure.
knows of them.
Well, he's
Sure,
referenced things in my
Yes.
past that I
Totally
still
would-
remember.
Totally want to meet the child-eating monster. From
I'm
my
sure
mother's
you
stories.
will.
I'll have to-
I'm going to be honest, I'm sure you will.
No,
I'm good.
Cornelius has met him. I have met him.
it wasn't a
So you
pleasant
have to go
experience to
down.
meet
Do you
him.
have to go
You
downstairs?
know what?
Nope, I'll take it as a no.
Very sternly in my mind, it was a very pleasurable experience.
Yeah.
It was an honor.
A little bit of pain in your brain, and you're all set to go.
He,
I already have pain in my brain, so
Do you want me to talk to him?
Say hello to the big
why
guy.
did
Say hello to the
Wait a
big guy. Willowbee.
perhaps so they would believe that you exist.
That doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
I can
I
learn from them all the same.
I imagine that you would be able to speak to them regardless of if they have met you, correct?
Oh yeah.
I figured.
Are you saying this out loud or is this in your head?
Yeah.
Probably in my head because it's that.
Okay,
You're just not worth talking to.
that's fine. It's
Yes.
a child-eating monster in my mother's story.
Yes.
Willowbee did just say he
Isadora.
doesn't like you because you smell.
Isadora.
My mom
Only,
said the same
only
thing.
in your head. Only in your head.
Okay.
You hear Willowbee ask you. He says,
I don't like to talk to those that haven't seen me because it can be alarming.
Oh, he's considerate. I could see that.
But I think it's important for the big fellow to know that Jax is still alive. If you were to look for him, of course.
I'm gonna look over at you and say, I think that Willowbee has something important that he would like to tell you. I could tell you, or he could. It may be less jarring if I told you, because you can see my lips move. You know it's me
Tell him.
talking.
Tell him. I want to see his face.
Can you see? He is wanting me to tell you that Jax is still alive. If you care to look for him. Care to look for him.
He said who? Still alive? Say
Did
it.
I say it right?
I'm gonna need you to say it very clearly.
Jax? I think is what his name was. Jax. Am I correct? Yes. His name was Jax, and he is still alive.
So Callan will stand up like. Callan likes to slouch.
He's a stoner.
Yeah. so he'll walk very close to you and stand up at full height.
Ooh.
Say it a bit. Say it. Say it again very slowly.
Before I do, Callan, this is not me saying this. Willowbee is just wanting to let you know, so don't take it out on me, that someone named Jax is still alive if you care to look for him.
And you would see Callan like have a cigarette, and he would crush it in his hand,
Oh God.
like with it burning and everything, and just like.
You don't hear that probably.
Thanks. I'll just.
I'm just
And
imagining
how
you,
would-
like, pinned up against a wall right
Yeah, probably like.
Howard
I'm close to you.
are a very childhood monster. Know that information.
As I mentioned before, Callan, he has probably already read into your thoughts, and if you've been on this sheet before, he probably has known you for a very long time. He just doesn't want to speak to someone he hasn't met, just to not scare them.
I would say Callan
Again,
is
he knows
sufficiently
a
scared
lot
based
of
on this
things.
reaction.
If it makes you feel any
Yeah.
better, Callan, he knew about the other two of these that were made. Well, not specifically these.
He knew how my brother died.
There's two more rods.
No, they're just
Nope, Callan.
weapons.
Callan, who's Jax?
Jax was my lieutenant in the militia. He's also the one who freed me from the pits at the cost of what I thought was his own life. And as you can imagine, freeing somebody from the pits unsanctioned is paramount to treason. So I imagine him, his family, any children he sired would be dead. So
But he's not. That is good news.
Alive doesn't always
Yes.
mean all right.
that's a very, and knowing the militia, that's a very true statement.
I'm gonna think to Willoughby real fast and say, do you know any more about this Jackson if he is alright?
I do.
Is he? Just dial tone.
Send him down.
Oh no.
I want to talk to him. I want to smell him.
He seems to have taken a liking to you, and has expressed his desire in wanting to meet you.
I said smell.
Thanks, Shane.
I mean, why don't we just all go down together, meet Willowbee as well?
He
Furious
wants.
One of us.
I'm sure.
One of us.
us.
Come, let's meet Willowbee together.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it might be the best thing to do. I mean, we all get it out of the way. Willowbee all says, secrets.
No, I
He's
think
interested in smelling Callan, so that makes me a little concerned.
I don't know if I want to smell it.
He doesn't want to freak people out by talking in their heads when they haven't met him, but he's okay with them knowing that he wants to smell them.
Well, I don't know that he wanted him to know that. He just told me. I had no filter.
I mean, it's better.
I think that if we go into the cargo hold to meet Willoughby, we need to go as a group, and we don't need to go alone. I just think that it's for the best.
I mean, he said that last time he found me down there with Willowbee, I was just like, standing
By
frozen.
yourself, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I just want to meet the young Titan.
The young Titan? Are you a Titan? Is that what
Callan would just walk off after that. And he would head down to the cargo bay. Or cargo bay.
Go run after him.
It's like those like old guys.
Yeah.
Are the three of y'all up on deck?
Yes.
You need to go down to meet Willoughby.
Yeah.
I mean, if Callan's going down there, I'd have to go.
Melicroft would turn to all of you and be like, if you...
Well, I was asleep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. She decided to go downstairs.
But I'll look at Levi, Feria, and Caehanna and be like, if you don't want Willowbee telling other people things you don't want them to know, I'd suggest just going to meet him.
And
Because-
you'll put on your you have any lights?
I do now.
And I have my
We
basketball.
also need to pay attention. We're landed. I think someone needs to be watching.
well,
So
I don't need to go down there. I've already met the guy.
You have the worst eyesight of anybody here.
I can't see shit.
That's offensive not only to me, but
Why don't you all go down? We'll stay up here. How's that sound?
We've met him.
I know, but someone else needs to stay up here.
It's not dark out.
I thought it was.
I'm not wearing my sunglasses.
Is it dark out?
He can't have his head
Not
on
yet,
It's
yeah.
not
Dark
the
out.
whole time. We need at least two people up here.
My head will spin 360 degrees. I'll stay up here.
Great.
It's nice to know she has all the faith in the world.
We need your light.
Don't you do that?
I
Here.
mean, I guess it's not as bright as his.
I have dark vision. I can see.
Mine just...
It's not about that.
If you're coming, then I don't think it's an issue.
Alright.
my light just stays in one place for a while.
As y'all are walking, he is still.
Still like
All right.
militia walking.
Wait, we're coming.
Alright, so I guess it's what you, me,
And that's three.
Well,
Feria.
Before the rest of you catch up,
Shay just wanted one.
Callan, as you storm down into the cargo hold, it's dark. It is much darker than you were expecting, much darker than you remember. Considering you were tasked with carrying the metal corpse of Melicroft back and forth the streets of Mythfrost before disembarking, you didn't really get a lot of time carrying things into the cargo hold and getting set up for the trip. This may be one of the first times you've been in here since you were a child. And you storm down and you stop at the bottom of the staircase and you're trying to look around, and there's no visual cues of any monster, any sort of scary childhood beast down here. It just looks dark. However, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I'm really hoping Inaris is dreaming all of this right now.
Imagine if Callan died.
I get a fourth tail and he's dead?
13.
Okay.
Yikes.
Doesn't sound right.
Well, I have a +1. What was the barbarian?
You think back to when you used to be called the Young Titan. You think back to being in the militia, serving under Jax. You think back to all of the rotten things that your brother would say to you about your mother. You think back on your time spent in the pits and the countless amount of fights and just glorified gladiatorship you were put through before your fight for citizenship against your brother, which was known as essentially the martial versus magic fight of the brothers. There's a certain amount of vivid memory, like reliving these moments, not just thinking back, but like reliving these moments. It's like you're there again. You're feeling it again. You're seeing it again. You're getting hit. You're hitting. Like all of this is happening again. You're hearing the voice of Jax. You're remembering the rush of the chains being broken and being told what you have on you is all you ever have. And you look down at your bracers and these ragged clothes, and you're chasing Jax out of the pits, out of the tower that you were born and raised in, to knowingly be kicked out of the city for what you thought would be forever. You're remembering all of this vividly, whether you wanted to or not. And those of you who figured out who was going to be positioned upstairs doing the head on the swivel, right? LTV and Melicroft just up there, just like satellites on top of a boat that are just constantly spinning, just keeping sentry on top. The rest of you, besides Inari, come down here, and Melicroft, similar to when you went down and saw Cornelius with Willowbee like right behind, same type of situation. Callan is standing there, just hulking on the brink of raging right now, and just hovering around the back of his head is Willowbee, just kind of bobbing there. Again, not like biting in, no damage is being done. He's just hovering behind him. And
Did we get on the stairs?
Did we get on the stairs?
Yeah. I'm saying what you see as you guys come down the stairs, and as you get close, you're gonna see Willowbee just kind of look back and just like blink, and he's just into the darkness, just slithers away quickly.
I'm gonna throw a little disco ball above each of our heads for dancing lights. So we all have some sort of like little light above our head.
Okay.
I just think
Yeah.
of Sims.
Yeah, Willowbee.
Yeah, like little diamond. If
yeah,
Willowbee's
Willowbee's
looking in your
gone.
thoughts, it turns red.
Yeah, Willowbee disappears into the darkness. Callan's just staring off into the cargo bay with now a disco ball above his head. But Callan, you at the moment you don't have. You're just zoned out. All of these memories are just vivid, right on the forefront of your thoughts.
I'll go walk up to Callan and just kind of like place my hand on his arm.
As you touch him and he gets jolted awake, you feel the muscles tense in his body as he like turns to you really quickly, and you're like, oh shit. And then Callan realizes that it's you and snaps out of this trance that he was in. And still hits you.
Oh, it's just you!
Malice!
Fake punch, I love it.
Fake gray, fake punch.
Oh, I didn't mean to actually hit you.
I'm sure it fake hurts.
Yeah.
Callan would be probably like heaving. Like you would see him kind of like his muscles kind of grow big, like he's about to, and then kind of constrict. And he's trying not to, because I don't know how tall this cargo space is.
It's probably about 8 feet high.
Yeah, because I would break through to the top of it.
You hear the softest little chuckle in your head. Just
Did you meet him?
I haven't seen anything.
He likes to be in the darkness.
As childhood scary monsters do, I imagine. And you can see Callan kind of like decreasing in size.
Did he say something to hurt you? Or something that was painful?
I mean, reliving every traumatic past moment very vividly is quite jarring, I suppose.
He hasn't done that to me.
Well, that's a blessing, I guess, in disguise. But no, I have not met the thing called Willowbee.
Can I look around and see if I can see him in the dark?
yeah. Make a perception check. Or does anyone have a passive perception over 18?
No.
I have dark vision though.
Yeah.
Gotta ask. I know you fucking min-maxers.
I have 14.
Not yet.
You have a passive perception.
No, I have 14.
Still very good for a passive.
19.
19?
Yeah.
Do y'all look? Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I'll look around.
I'm
I'm not.
looking so I can point him
I'm
out.
upstairs in the lighthouses.
Well, if anyone else looks, it'll be with disadvantage. She knows what to look
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
So she's...
I'm not actively looking. I'm just kind of like I'm trying to decrease my size.
You're looking and you don't see him. You don't see him. You don't see him in the aisles in front of you. And as you're like, just sort of getting your bearings, he's, for the first time, it looks like he's like recoiled up into a corner. Most of the time when you've seen him, he's just been hovering, just with confidence, just like up right in front of you, like not worried, not defensive, just up there. But this time he's like up in the corner, it almost looks like he's scared, like he's up there just kind of like backed into a corner.
You scared him, you big meanie.
Yes, I scared the astral demon.
Still big meanie.
What exactly are we looking
Yeah,
for?
what
What does he look like?
He is up there in the corner right now.
With
And as you guys look, you see what I've described in the past, but you see the about foot long, fleshy worm serpent.
But he's normally not up there like that. He normally just floats.
I mean, this is a lot of people. I guess if I was that size, I'd be a little worried too.
Do we all hear that?
You do now.
I was about to
Now that you've
say,
made contact.
Meldcroft wants to reach out
Yeah, you sit
Like
up front.
I'm like
You sit up top.
visualizing.
Yeah, all he hears is the giggles. That's all he hears.
Well, now that I hear the giggle, I'm gonna like focus on Callan and like try and reach out to Callan's consciousness and be like, did you meet him yet?
Dude, let LTV take watch. When you come down with us.
Did that get to Callan?
It does. Whether he responds is up to him. But
Oh,
it does.
I didn't know if it got to me or not.
It does. Yeah,
You hear my voice in your brain?
you've joined the voice chat.
We have a nice little line going.
What's
This
that?
This is weird as fuck.
By the way,
Okay.
this is actually me. We can apparently talk to each other's minds now because, of course, we can.
Willowbee granted us access.
Oh, yeah, it's a party.
So
line.
now we just know everyone's deep darks. And
No.
everything.
No, just me.
No, just him.
For the first time, you hear the voice, and like I've said before, it's way louder than your own internal thoughts. So it's and louder than hearing them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So
when you hear them, it's like your own. It's like your own volume. But when Willowbee talks, it's like it dominates your mind. Like he is.
Would I have ever heard this voice when I was a child?
He never contacted you as a kid.
All right. So we have a couple of other
So
friends that are down there.
He's like anti-Hannah. Like he does not go for the kids. That sounded bad.
need-
He doesn't kill kids with moonbeams.
There it is.
Somehow that sounds better than for me to just leave it no
Yeah.
context saying Hannah goes for kids. It's better to say Hannah kills kids with moonbeams because then it's
In a fictional game.
yes,
Game.
clearly not anything else.
We all know
I just
real life.
so
The
there's
children are
a
making of this game.
a floating worm in my grandparents' ship who can read minds.
Did you find out anything about Jax?
Well, no,
He would not answer me earlier when I asked him if he was all right.
I don't know how he would know if he's been confined to the ship.
Maybe
I
Jack's
don't
been on
know.
the ship.
I don't question what he can and can't figure out.
That's a more terrifying thought, I guess.
You Isadora, as you're like talking to him, Willowbee kind of gets closer to you. His eyes are closed. Like all of his rows of eyes, he has like 6 eyes on each row. They're all closed and like squinted shut because of the lights. But he hovers down next to kind of where you are, and you just kind of hear him like making these like pulsating chirps, like almost like a purr, but like a. It's almost like he's doing it as like a sonar method of just understanding where everyone is, so he doesn't get too close, and he just kind of hovers down to where he's with you all.
Interesting.
But he's specifically close to Isadora.
Specifically.
She got a pet, you got a pet.
Yeah, he likes you. You fed him.
And you didn't even have to drop it in with your mouth.
I did
Gag.
Yeah, we left the scene at that point. We
Yeah,
didn't
you never know.
But yeah, he comes down there and
So now everyone can really like see a good
yeah,
image of him.
he's like allowing everyone to see him. Like you guys have seen his speed and his ability to be stealthy. He's allowing you to see him. He's allowing you to be right there. It's like a trust fall for an astral monstrosity.
Alright, well, Willy boy. How do you know about Jax?
I know because you know.
But you wouldn't know his state after the last time I've seen him.
No, I wouldn't. I didn't make the connection until I smelled you on board.
Or connection.
He's different now, but he's still the hero you know.
What do you mean different?
He works for your grandmother.
Oh, well, that's good.
He works for me. Us.
That doesn't
We.
sound good. Is he a crew member for this ship?
You can say that, yes. Not at the moment. You're the crew for this ship.
This is
But his thoughts were very similar to yours. His smell was very similar to yours.
It's talking in circles. Can you explain more clearly what you mean by his smell?
I search intellect and memories for desires, fears, and pain. Because that's the biggest motivators for everyone. Those emit a certain fragrance to me. Your desires and your fears are similar to his. Is that linear enough for you?
Well, that's a great explanation. Thank you. You said he's a crew member on this ship. He should have been killed.
Yes.
Is he in some form different from what I know him of?
Yes.
Oh, that's not good. Did you cause that form?
No. No, we met him. We met him when he was changed. He should have been killed. He was killed. Jax is beyond life and ahead of death. Yes. Undead.
Who raised him? Who would do that? No one in the Telry family should be practicing necro.
I struggled to probe that information. He was fearful of someone he called Master. I know the name more than I know anything about him.
You know the name Master?
Master Kedron.
Does that name ring a bell?
Not yet.
What was it again? Master Kedron?
Kedron.
Okay.
Kedron.
Kedron.
He, within seconds, immediately said it differently than me.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
I said
You
Kedron.
said Kedron. Oh,
He goes,
Kedron.
oh, Kedron. Did you guys hear that? Like,
Yeah.
we were within 10 seconds of
That's how you
hearing
spelled
it.
Kedron.
Chevron with
But he said it Kedron.
Do any of you know a Master Kedron?
Anyone? It doesn't ring a bell. Anyone?
Yeah.
I'll think to Malacroft.
I'll have Levi roll a history check. It's not going to be an easy check. Just heads up.
Probably didn't do it. That's a 6.
It's a real difficult check. I have a 4.
You got it.
This is Baldur's Gate when you need a 2 and you roll a 1.
I'm not smart, guys.
Oh man.
He fell asleep during his classes.
Yeah, there's like an itch, like where it sounds familiar, but you can't place it.
He remembers a Kedron, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Oh my god. Kedron, no.
Yeah, you remember? You think you remember like a Kevrin, but Kedron, that's a whole different. Yeah, no. But no, doesn't ring any bells for you.
But yeah, he called him Master. And I tried. It was a challenge. I tried to dig in and learn, but it was shaded. It was blocked. Like it was removed.
Wow.
It's new for me.
Well, I thank you for your time. And then Callan would like turn to walk, but like you could see the anger in his steps, like he's almost putting holes in the boards as he's walking.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll kind of go contemplate in his room from that.
Well, whatever he learned seemed to be heavy. Guess he's particularly good.
I feel like Willowbee has a way of pointing out things that you are not ready to hear.
Great. Okay.
I wonder if he wants to talk to you next.
Let's find out.
That was Shade laughing, not Willow.
Trust me, I know what it's Willowbee.
I guess I would turn towards the worm. Flirt. Did he move? Did he?
He's
like,
just hanging out next to me again.
When-
Yeah, he's
when-
next to
okay.
Isadora.
Nice to meet you, Willowbee. Can you hear me? Hear me?
You see it kind of like turn its head, like turn its body as you do this, and like you see it just kind of move to the other side of you, but in a speed that makes you kind of jump and jolt.
I'm gonna continue to hold Bjorn over here. Just make sure he doesn't. He's fast. So I want to make sure he doesn't try to snatch up the little guy.
You hear
could have left him with one of them.
Could have put him in a room.
I don't know.
Yeah, he would have just been
Not
like,
leaving
tink,
this
tink,
thing.
Yeah.
tink,
Yeah,
tink,
you
tink,
hear-
tink.
you hear Willowbee in your head, and his voice to you sounds a bit softer than. I mean, you wouldn't know, but I'm just like Hannah. Outside of your character, it sounds a bit softer than how I've described it to the others.
He's flirting with you.
Weird.
What?
He's flirting with you.
He loves your mind.
How you doing?
I got a thing for cracks.
His voice for you is like, hey, baby.
I can get into your head too if you'd like. And your friend is safe. Don't worry.
This friend, Bjorn?
Yes,
Cool.
Bjorn.
It sounds like you already are. It sounds like you're in everyone's heads.
That was all that we
So
heard.
it seems whether I like or not, you're here.
I still feel it polite to ask
That's fair.
before I pry
Appreciate that. Pry away.
and consume.
And consume.
Don't consume, but you can pry.
I love the thought that he speaks to people privately, but every time he chuckles, we all hear it.
Yeah.
Literally every time he chuckles, we all hear it.
Could be sleeping one night.
That's the new horror movie mechanic they have to add. The kids talking to the ghost, but every time they hear the word, just one word that all the parents hear.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fucked.
I like how we all wait to see him come out.
Gotta watch the big boy
Gotta
come
watch
out.
him
Gotta watch
after his
him
lunch.
get down.
You see, you guys kind of watch the worm do its similar sort of hovering over. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, shit.
I mean, you can fail it again.
You told him to pry.
Consented.
It's okay, my saving throw for wisdom is pretty low. Yeah, that's
So
gonna be a
it's his
22.
DC.
22.
You feel these memories just blast into the front of your mind again. Similar to how I described with Callan, it's just you're just reliving these things. You're reliving standing in a line next to Seraphine, next to other friends and militant fighters that in rangers and clerics that sworn to fight for the Shazera name. You stand with your hands bound behind you and then from the back you feel a boot into your back and you're pushed down onto your knees alongside everyone else in the row. And you look up and see the beautiful Lenora Aztec standing next to Emmer. And as you remember this moment, you look at Emmer, and he looks back at Lenora, looks back at you, and he just says, "Do it." And as instructed, everyone except you is executed. You just watch, you remember the bodies just falling into the mud. And then you hear the softest, "Oh, that's pain."
Yes.
You should bring Emmer to me. I can cause him pain.
That's tempting. We'll see if I can get my hands on him. I have my own plans for Emmer.
I'm sure you do.
But it doesn't. He doesn't seem. He doesn't pry any deeper.
That was an hour in her sleep.
Yeah.
That one.
4 tails, and she starts making all sorts of noises. She's like a cricket. She just has like now she can make the noise with the wings.
Making the fan noise with my tail. That's funny.
That's great. And there's this like eerie feeling with Willowbee in there, and then in everyone who's made contact, actually, I want to say everyone who's conscious.
Sorry, y'all. I'm doing
So
great.
Levi and Caehanna, you also hear Willowbee.
Just as a reminder, everyone, I'm a member of this crew, but I'm also friendly. Don't be scared of me. Don't be concerned. I will not harm you. I apologize if I've made you encounter things you weren't prepared for. It's my nature. As a partnership in forgiveness, I can promise, if you bring your enemies to me, I can make them remember things that will torment them. I can plant memories that will torture them. I can do more harm than your blade. But I won't do that to you. Sleep well.
Can I roll an insight check?
You can.
Well, I just start giggling like Willowbee.
Collective
Faces just pass through.
Natural 20.
Yes!
For a total of 21.
Though everything he says should be taken with a grain of salt because of the natural horror of
His being.
his character that's created. You get the feeling from that insight roll. You get the feeling that it was more of a game to him to kind of mess with people and kind of like pry into their minds.
Mm-hmm.
But after your reaction with the Jacks and after prying into Feria's horrors and pains, he realized it was a bit more than it wasn't as funny anymore, and he was very serious about not attacking or using that against you guys. He was very sincere.
We made a friend.
We made an
And he's very serious about you bringing people to him.
I'm sure he is.
So that part I don't mind.
I'm not gonna say no if you bring me a steak, you know.
I know, but the amount of information we have to gain amongst ourselves, I mean, prying that out of somebody and then torturing them, that sounds like a neat thing to have access to.
Especially depending on the person.
Plus, they don't even have to talk. I mean, Willowbee's just gonna get in there. You know?
Yeah, I don't need consent. I just like to ask.
It's very polite of you.
This campaign is taking a very dark turn.
Hey, we just spent the last 3 hours talking to Willowbee.
Yeah.
Got some good backstory stuff though.
Yeah.
I'm glad
On that note, you guys taking a long rest?
Yeah.
We got our sentry stationed up, LTV up top. Does that spell you cast require concentration? Or does that go away when you go to
It
sleep?
lasts for 8 hours, and then it goes away.
Got it, okay.
I just go collect the arrows after that. They don't detonate unless somebody walks onto the ship.
Detonate.
Yeah, they blow up.
They explode, they don't shoot.
No, they cause piercing damage, like, they go...
Shrapnel.
Yeah, they cause shrapnel.
You put grenades on the corners of the ship?
Yeah, she did.
Pretty much.
She did.
Nice.
Not on the ground, on the ship.
On the ship, nice.
I
Nice.
want to get off the ship.
It's just me going out for a walk.
Shotgun on the board kind of thing.
Captain gets up in the morning. Oh, finally rest. Good thing he's resistant to piercing damage.
Shocking.
He's very vulnerable to lightning damage. Okay, so the overnight LTV, your sentry of grenades does not pick up any sort of movement.
I'm up there too.
You too. Same thing.
Coaster.
Don't
You
pick
get
up.
bored.
Don't pick up any movement or
Especially
anything approaching the
Maybe
ship.
not
At
having a
least.
robot dance battle.
So the next morning, you all wake up fully rested, long rest in, and peer off the side of the ship, and there has been movement. Approaching the ship this morning, you see a few hundred bipedal, what looks like fully hair-grown, clawed werewolf beings approaching.
Why are you looking at me?
Of different fur color. You see these. There's like a couple of like these albino, like white fur, red-eyed. They are armored. The ones that have the like heaviest armor have like gray fur. The ones wearing white are more casually dressed in like almost like a toga style like robe. But then you see on sort of it's like a war horse would be the closest thing. On horseback, you see think of it kind of like a golden retriever collar, but like golden fur, like a little bit longer hair, but golden furred wolf type bipedal being wearing this silver and gold armor, and there's only one of him. The rest are a mix of gray, a lot of gray, a couple of white, some like kind of maroon, scruffy, like red furred, and then a few black, like obsidian furred wolf beings. The gold leads the way, on his warhorse. The rest march behind with variants of like curved steel blades, long pikes and spears, and you guys awake to hearing the feet stomping in unison, and the drums of war drums as you were approached this morning. What do you do?
Maybe they just want to talk.
Are we up on the deck?
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
Probably.
Is Niccolo up there?
Nicolo would be after the commotion, yeah.
Yeah, so wake him up. That's what I'm saying. I'll wake him up. Do we want to go down and talk to him, or we take him off?
I'll probably change into my form, like for.
This doesn't look more like them. I'm not with them.
Are you captive?
Well, if I know anything about politics, the one that's sitting on horseback is probably the most likely to be talking to.
I would say so.
I just
Do we
usually
need
you
to-
don't bring a couple. How many are there? Hundreds.
Yeah.
Well,
You
if
don't bring
they're,
hundreds to a scouting party.
Well, I mean,
No, but
I imagine that
intimidate.
not a lot of people come back from. No one that I know of has come back from war.
maybe they've
What
never
is he?
seen a flying one of these.
That's very true.
Chances
I don't think
are,
that-
if they fight us, we are going to die. So let's maybe avoid conflict.
I don't think that we need to get off the ship. Maybe we could just.
Not getting off the ship could be seen as disrespect.
I don't know how these people work.
How close are they to the ship now?
Getting closer. They're probably about 400 or 500 feet. And closing.
Do we have a white flag?
Yeah.
No, we can make one. If we need to.
Start waving around Bjorn.
Are we surrendering
Not doing
peacefully? The thing is
We need to show them you're not here to fight.
Can we put our hands up?
I'm waving. As everyone's talking, I'm just going.
Nicolo's like, that may not. Well, okay. Do you know what we're dealing with here?
No.
No, but do you?
I'm going to hover. He just like he turns like he sits in the ship and it just like goes about 4 or 5 inches off the ground, but you feel that humming, that and it like lifts up, like it's ready to go if it needs to.
Very
I'll let you guys do the talking. Just let me know when I need to fuck out of here. The
who's
I
talking?
think we should get off.
a couple hundred feet now. As
Okay.
again, it's almost they're coming into like now they're like kind of pointed as I wouldn't say as a spear is what I in my mind, but they're not like but they're like walking and
Like
the
a
gold,
uniform.
the gold one is clearly in front and they're kind of like falling back, like they're starting to get stationary. Yeah.
I'll tie the chain around the handlebar that I didn't break. Do you want to go down?
Yeah.
And
I'll
I'll,
go down with you.
I'll go
I'll-
down as well.
I think that is
I'll
a good
reluctantly
idea.
grab her as well.
Inara, you should definitely go down.
And I'll jump with all three of them down with the chain so that we have a way back up.
What?
I'd like to cast Speak with Animals quick
Okay.
and tell little Bjorn he needs to hide and not be seen by all the big scary people that are coming. Just hide in my little
Don't
thing.
call me
You
scary
can leave him on
yet.
the boat.
What?
You can leave him on the boat.
I'm a little worried about leaving him anywhere.
Fair enough.
I
It's
don't want
fine.
him to flounce
So what do you
off
tell?
and-
What do you tell Bjorn to like
Don't call
hide?
them scary people.
To hide in her.
Just,
Close
I need
the
you to
door.
hide because we're going to talk to some people I don't know yet and I don't want them to see you.
Okay.
Okay, hide me.
Oh,
Did
did
he?
boy or girl?
Oh, right. Speak of animals. I was like, wait, did he just speak?
Nice to meet you.
I'll be here. I'll be right here.
Okay, we'll just hang out right there.
Ready, go.
I'm obsessed with this little thing.
How far out are you guys?
I guess we'll wait.
Oh, I'm just right by the chain, so I have the chain. So if they do take off, I can grab the chain and grab them,
Head on back.
and then go with the ship.
Just hanging on. Just hanging on.
Well, no, I was gonna probably just stay on the edge of the boat. And then
Oh, yeah.
how far out you guys will be on?
I'm still up on the boat.
I appreciate your help dropping me down, but you could have given me a warning first.
Yeah, so we're headed down there.
Thank you for making this a pleasurable experience, but don't.
Never been picked up before.
You know.
Okay. So a few of you all drop down, and as you do, you kind of hear the as they like get into.
No.
whoa. You see a lot of the like
I'm
gray.
up on the ship.
You see a lot of the gray furred wolf beings like tip their spears. However, the one on horseback and the white robed albino looking wolf folks do not slow down or take this as a threat. They continue to walk.
I'm gonna stay against the ship. Like I'm not gonna try and walk forward.
Yeah,
Metalcroft is next. Like I'm where the chain is over the railing. Like I'm still on the ship, but I'm at the chain.
I'll see you.
Just in case.
I've not moved. I'm just.
Yeah.
The gold on the horse, on the war horse, you see him like lift his like clawed paw up, and his armor goes all the way down his forearm, and he's wearing these like metalled gloves that extend past his normal claws, as if they weren't already terrifying. And you just see him like lift these like 2 fingers up, and then everyone behind him just all stops, and all you see is like the kind of heaving up and down of like their over exaggerated breathing.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
panting. They're going.
And
It's hot.
yeah, and they are in the desert.
Yeah, I'm probably feeling a little warm right now.
And you watch as the gold gets off his horse and starts to walk towards you. Who's going to approach and talk?
Oh, she just has speak with animals on right now. If it doesn't speak common.
I'll approach with him, but I won't say anything.
We'll approach as well.
Okay,
We'll
so the
just
three
leave
of you.
Anari behind.
I mean,
Anari and Melicroft stand back by the chain.
I'm on the ground right now. Are you
Oh,
sure?
he's on the ship.
I'm on the ship next
So it's
to the
just
chain.
all-
I'm not on the
Oh,
ground.
got it.
Yeah, it's just them 3 and then Caehanna on the floor. And
Okay.
everyone said they were approaching
Got it.
except
So are you staying back or are you going with them?
Well, I might as well,
Yeah.
considering I am the most like them.
Anari. Yes.
As you guys approach, you see him kind of like walking with his shoulders down, and as he gets close to you, he like extends and shows his chest and like fully wraps his shoulders back. And as he was kind of hunched and walking, he was about 7 feet tall, around Callan's height. As he extends and fully stretches out, he gets to probably around 8.5 feet tall.
Oh my god.
And you just watch his like claws like kind of open as he makes a gesture, looking at the 4 of you, anticipating.
I would give a slight curtsy, like
I will also.
You're gonna curtsy.
Bow, maybe?
How about a bow?
not a full bow, but
Just like a hey.
So I'll kind of put my hand down and
Give him a bow out.
just say we mean no harm.
What do you do?
Greetings. It is a pleasure meeting you here.
I think no.
No, do the same thing he does.
Oh,
He's greeting you.
So, as you all tilt forward and kind of curtsy and bow down, you hear a shuffle of his feet, and he kind of like leaps closer to you, and you hear like this guttural like kind of growl, just deep within his chest. Like it's not even reaching his throat. Like you're hearing it in his chest, like this like just there. And he kind of tilts down, gets his neck like shrinks down to Callan's height, and he looks at the 4 of you. And as you pierce into his eyes, you see that they are fairly humanoid for him being such like a lupine creature. The 3 of you don't understand this at all. It sounds like he is just chopping his mouth and like making like almost like a dog eating, like just making noise like. But you.
Oh, thank God.
Oh.
But you hear.
Thank God they have that.
What are you doing here? Small people.
Say small people.
And then we hear Feria going, Back.
Alright, so wait. Remember, when it comes to this, you have to actually try to sound.
Yeah, you have to say, what does your speak with animals sound like?
Oh God. Let me say what I'm gonna
Okay,
say
yeah.
first, and then I will say
We might
what
die.
And then you'll translate.
We came here seeking 2 of our own that were taken from us several years ago. They're the parents of one of our companions.
Yes.
I love that this is always immortalized on YouTube.
Yes. Yes. This is how it goes.
I'm gonna also, like, knowing a little bit about dogs, I'm gonna not make direct eye contact because I don't want to seem like I'm trying to be intimidating. So I'll like look in the vicinity of his face, but not.
Staring him down.
Yeah.
That's exactly the thing that means you disrespect.
This not problem for growth. You leave now.
There are none of ours here. If there are not, we will leave right now.
What? Yours.
Look like us. Human faces like ours. No fur.
Cowards.
Sure. Okay.
Speak for yourself.
It's a bit harsh, but
South.
The cowards are south?
Southwest.
Southwest. Okay. Thank you very much. We apologize for the intrusion. We will move southwest now.
He looks back at his army and he waves them forward.
No. You will not.
Not where.
he tells us to leave and then no, we can't go.
Or is he saying no, don't go southwest? Clarify.
Should we not move southwest? We would like to not intrude. We would like to leave.
You die.
No!
If you go west.
If
Big if here.
You die. If you go south. Cowards magic strong.
Oh, the cowards have magic in the south and the west?
Keep you here. Till you die.
Oh. You want to keep us here until we die.
I think the magic is keeping them up there.
Magic is keeping them here until they die, and then that's what I think.
I think the magic is keeping them where they are until they die. As in the humans have banished them away from their homelands.
Oh. Okay. I don't know what to do about that.
There was you.
I'll try and help
Ask
you.
her to help him.
I'll help.
Okay, we're gonna use Willowbee's line of communication now and communicate to her.
I don't know if it goes there.
better.
It's like,
yeah.
I'm not understanding.
I'll shoot a message.
How's it going?
Oh yeah, I was just send a message. Yeah.
Good, because she's not on the ship, so
Yeah.
Willowbee's thing don't
Yeah.
work.
All Runecroft hears it.
Is there something we can do to help?
Take. Go. Away.
Where do you want to go?
To kill the cowards.
Cowards might be his parents.
Yeah.
He's like,
How many are you looking to take away from here?
how many cowards?
All of
The
them?
whole.
How many cowards are there?
No, we're not asking about cowards.
I know, but if it's 2, then
Well, how many
Well,
cowards?
How many cowards are there?
Too many.
oh, okay.
Too many. You will die if you go west.
could use an army.
Yeah, we could use an army. The only thing I'm worried about is room on the ship.
Are they magically
Right.
incapable of going there, though?
Yeah.
They can't go there.
You might want to ask what happened to them.
What happened? What did the cowards do to keep you here?
You hear like an accidental slip of like a little whimper. He's like,
Oh.
Made deal with gods,
Story fucked up.
with Luna,
And that kept you here?
turned us to this.
Oh. Shit.
So they were?
So you were human before.
Humanoid.
you watch him like visibly like get upset and like
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Getting you west will help you kill the cowards.
South
South.
first.
Okay. Okay. If we bring you, do we have your word you will not harm any of us?
No.
Well, this is honest.
If we continue to show you no harm.
Harm.
We will not hurt you if you do not hurt us. And we will take you south
And then what?
Then west.
and then west.
Just so.
Sounds like coward deal.
We do not want to be hurt. You have the ability to hurt us, and we do not want to be hurt by you. We would like to help, while we also look for our companions' parents.
one of the white kind of like stroll up, a little bit more poised and elegant, and just sort of whispers something into the gold's ear, and you just see him do that same sort of like dismissal, like
You think us slave,
No.
pet,
No.
you keep one.
and he looks at Anari.
I can't understand any of this, so.
Oh, friend.
I would love to argue for you, but all I hear is.
This is our friend.
Friend with coward.
Strong.
If your name for us is Coward, yes, she is friends with us. Yes. We help her and she helps us.
She doesn't harm you.
No.
All of you.
No, no.
You can
She harms us with her words sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of seeing you gesturing to me a little bit.
I'm gonna like wave you up, and I'm gonna like put my arm through hers. Friend.
No, thank you.
No, it's. You need to play along for a second, okay? I'm keeping us from getting killed.
We don't touch.
She's just like friend.
He sees the like body language. He says,
I know. Slave.
She's not a slave.
She doesn't want you to touch her.
Well, then I will touch her.
he offers Anari a hand. And
It's a pleasure to meet
he
you.
does not shake. He like grabs the hand and pulls her to them.
She.
What did he say?
You need to
Safe.
show that you care about us and you love us. He thinks you're our slave. He's trying to take you away. He's trying to save you.
She's nice.
Callan is probably visibly gonna laugh at that.
He
This one not so much, but we
She's
still
our
keep
friend.
him around. But this one's nice.
She's not our slave. He thinks I'm keeping you.
She's
as
like
a
making
slave.
the coward look like the pet.
Yeah. Oh, no slave. I'm not any slave. No. If anything, they need my help. You don't understand me. I don't.
Do you want me to translate?
Can you growl and
She is saying she's not a slave, and if anything, we need her help.
That's racist.
That is racist. Thank you. That's speciesist.
Spacist.
That's specious.
He kind of as he
I guess
did
I'm
when
on
he
his
first
side
walked
now.
up. When he first walked up, he sort of like opened his hands out like this. He's gonna do that again and kind of bow his head. He's gonna say,
Grow.
I'll copy.
he looks at you when you do that, and he just sort of tilts his head into you.
I think he's introducing himself.
Copy the fashion.
Inari.
Do we all do it?
Callan.
Caehanna.
Feria.
We come on board.
We're over the top, like.
Yeah, I was gonna say Miller goes.
Or you come sitting. Speak. Eat.
Oh.
What does he say?
Cowards. Come.
Let me translate to them, and
He like as soon as you say let me translate to him, he just sort of like looks at you and nods and turns around and just start walking away.
we have a choice. We can go with them, and we can eat, confer, see their city, or they would like to come on board and we take them away to the south, where the other cowards are. I think we're the cowards.
Well, I am no coward.
I think that's just his word for us.
Not
I mean, we only have room for about 20 of them, so.
Okay, well, we can talk about that maybe with them.
in their city.
Yeah.
Maybe they can bring a select few of their groups.
Yeah, like let's give them like a solid 10 that they can bring.
Okay.
We can do that.
Then would we like those 10 to go with us now, or do we want to go to their city? I don't. You're up there, so you're not.
No, I'm just
I'm
telling
at the top
Miller
too.
about really shitty knock jokes or something. What's the scariest kind of tree? I know what you're thinking. It's bamboo.
I mean, you're the only one who could talk to him in the city.
Helicopter is like holding onto the tree
So-
waiting.
I
and
don't
you're just,
mind,
Like, right next to him with the helicopter.
Is this going well?
Yeah.
Maybe a good gesture.
Maybe.
Yeah, to show that we're. Yeah. Okay. Well, then let's get our people, and I guess I'll turn and say
Like still
Gron,
hovering.
right?
Growl.
Roll. Okay.
Roll is in Dave.
Roll.
Like Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. We will go with you to the city.
Is Dave Grohl the dog?
I think he's already walking away with
I
it.
Yeah,
know,
he's-
I'm gonna call.
gone.
I'm gonna call out to him. Okay.
You see him do that same like two fingers to you, almost like dismissing you while he's like talking to his.
Okay.
And then he looks back. And he's like,
We're coming. All right. We're going to their city. They mean no harm.
Yeah.
and that's where we're gonna.
Can
wrap
we
up.
come along?
That's where we're gonna wrap up.
No, you can stay there.
That's where we're gonna wrap. On the way to the city.
Wow.
It's scary. But
I
she
am
just did this and scared the whole army. I mean, that's.
I'm a slave.